welcome to Spartan Stadium tonight. Russell Vanderveld here with George Palakas. Got a big area game tonight playing Hoover. George, what do you think the keys to the game will be tonight?
I'll tell you, Russell, here we are, Friday Night Lights. Key to the game in any game is your interior line. It's both on the offensive side and defensive side. Look for defensive lineman number 89, Ford Alexander, to play a big game for the Spartans. And on the offense side, number 78, Lawton Sparks. He's going to hold it down there on the anchor it down for the offensive line.
All right, well, good deal. Mountain Brook coming off a huge victory last week, 16-14 against Huntsville. And they need that intensity in the second half of that game to carry over to tonight.
Absolutely. You know, last week we had that 2-hour rain, or not rain delay, but lightning delay. Yeah. Spartans went in, regrouped, and they came out with just renewed energy. You know, Sims Herron making some big catches out there. Connor Adair making great plays. Offense, defense showed it all last week. We need that intensity this week.
We do. So Hoover's got a bunch of playmakers, as usual. Got a lot of Division I prospects or Bowl Championship Series prospects. So it's going to be a great game tonight. Sit back, enjoy.
If you were coaching these kids, what would you coach? Physical training and endurance, position skills and mental discipline, or overarching teamwork? To succeed, they'll need it all. And one thing more, especially when they're 4 scores down and have to dig down deep to bring forth their best game. It's called playing with heart, for that's what true champions always leave on the field. Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
Behind every victory is someone who helped make it happen. Call them mentors, coaches, or even mom or dad. At Northwestern Mutual, we call them advisors. The right financial partners to help you tap into strengths you might not even know you have and guide you where you want to be financially and personally. Because no one wins alone. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium as we get ready for tonight's big game, Mountain Brook and Hoover. Lee Tracy along with George Palakas, Russell Vanderveld, as the Spartans getting ready to come through the banner. Green and gold forever.
Friday Night Lights.
Yes, and it's
here.
It's quite a spectacle tonight. Not only are we here, but Channel 68 doing the game live TV tonight.
And then you got Friday Night Blitz. Of course, they're would be like the AA to our major league production we do here.
There you go.
So,
and hopefully you'll be viewing this production this week. We got our technical difficulties worked out, and we can get this airing. So hopefully everyone is seeing this. And when you see it, everybody is, got the bows on the mailbox for the big W over Hoover.
Yeah, I'm about to say absolutely, and get to watch that great game last week. We get that one out there for everybody to view. What a great comeback in the second half.
Yeah, tale of two halves for sure. First half had some opportunities. Probably should have been 7-7, but had the turnover that led to a 14-0 lead for Huntsville. And we got that field goal, which, at the time I was thinking we really needed a touchdown. That field goal ended up being the difference in the game as we came back in the second half and blanked them 14-0 to win 16-14.
And it shows you home field advantage when you go in and you have peanut butter, sandwiches and protein bars. They watch game film,
During that, hour and 45 minutes?
Yeah, lightning delay. The light show
I
in the
really
sky.
enjoyed off camera the time to visit with you guys. I got a lot of vital information during that delay that
most of which is probably best just kept to yourself.
Yeah, that's right. What happens in that hour and 45 minutes stays in that hour and 45 minutes, right?
That's right.
We did have a good time. But,
in between complaining about being in the delay.
Hey, here are team captains out here. Spartans team captains, number 60, Price Delt, and number 8, Harrison Pyburn, 2 big offensive players. And then on the defensive side, big Butler Wilbanks, number 98. What a game he had last week. And then Matt Campbell becoming one of my favorites out there, the rhinestone hitter. He about to say number 12.
Mountain Brook won the toss. Going to defer to the second half. So Hoover will get to elect offense or defense. I suspect they'll take the ball.
And our very own Kevin right there, filming it right on the cue there. Getting it all done. Mike next to us doing a great job, and Dallas up in the Sky Dome over there in the blue.
The A-team, great crew.
great crew. We appreciate all you guys do.
Yeah, we enjoyed spending time with them during that delay last week as well.
So as the captains circle back around to get behind the banner, Mountain Brook prepares to take it to Hoover.
And you see the technique you got to have. You got to punch a couple of holes into that paper.
Yeah.
If we had a little telestrator, we'd sit there and draw some circles and how you had to draw a punch.
Yeah, you do not want to get trampled.
Yeah, that's right.
There we go. Here come the Spartans.
Very successful run through.
Yes, it was.
Hey guys, I tell you what, seeing the Spartans in their walk through down there, the one thing I'm looking at, this is a Spartan team that's playing. They look loose. In a game like this, you can't get tight. Everybody's going to be sitting there talking about Hoover this, Hoover that. They got this Division I prospect, but I'm going to tell you, on that other sideline, it's a team ready to come out and play football.
Well, I think that you already talked about what we did last week in the opening week. That's probably giving them some confidence, making them feel pretty good about themselves.
Absolutely. The last time we played Hoover Bucks was in here at this field was 2011, and that was the year we won 17-9. So last year's game was a tough-fought game, and Spartans is very good.
Yeah, we just great first half, just kind of ran out of gas. Hoover's population, they got 4 times as many folks, and so, they've got a lot more depth.
Yep.
Right.
But we need to shorten the game tonight, which is going to be one of the keys is, being able to run the clock, move the ball.
Absolutely. Happy birthday to Sid, I hear. I love it. Sid, we're thinking of you. You're in our thoughts and prayers, bud.
All right. Oh boy, Harrison Ritchie puts it on the tee, getting ready to kick it off. We will warn viewers that because tonight is a live TV game as well as our television broadcast, there will be more breaks, and it will take a little longer. So just be prepared for that. Uh-oh.
But we love sharing those breaks with our sponsors. So
that's right.
Great sponsors who we really do appreciate, which Russell will
they're going to
share with us in a little bit.
They're going to get a little bonus tonight. What did we do wrong?
We got a 5-yard penalty for something.
Before as he started to approach the ball to kick it, and before he kicked it. I don't think I've ever seen that. I have no idea what rule we violated. See if we can do it right this time. Good strong kick. Gets it to the 5, up the near hash, and hit and brought down around the 27. So pretty good kick coverage by the Spartans.
Looks like number 2, Drew Smith, holding on, making the tackle for the Spartans. There are a host of Spartans down there giving some pops, and number 2 came up making that tackle.
Thought he was stopped at the 27, but he ended up shooting through and getting 3 more yards.
Russell, you want to give us a Northwestern Mutual starting defensive lineup?
I'll do it right after this play.
Okay, sounds great.
Offensively, 2 is where it all starts for Hoover. That's the quarterback. They like to do a lot of read option with him, get him on the edges, so it's going to be critical that we keep the edges, force him back inside.
Richardson, the running back behind him, and it's Richardson who has it, and he is tackled for a loss.
Yeah, Mr. Connor Busman, outside linebacker junior, coming up making a play.
How about that play by Connor Busman? 2-yard loss on the play. Great play by number 32.
So Connor's starting this week. Give you the rest of the starters here in just 1 second.
Christopher Vaccarella is their quarterback that Russell spoke of. He's got the ball looking to pass. Now he is leaving the pocket. He'll run and go out of bounds after a gain of about 5.
Way to hold up on that, not hitting him out of bounds. Sam Colvin, 91 at defensive end. Butler Wilbanks will be the nose tackle. Ford Alexander, the other DN. Got Kemper Sanders, Joe Donnell, Will Wetzler, Matt Campbell at the linebacker positions, along with cornerback Drew Smith, Chandler Cox, and our safety is Zachary Carroll. And when we go nickel, it'll be Joey Keating.
2nd down and 10. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 30. He's rolling right. He has got all kinds of time. Now he runs out of it, throws, got a man complete for a 1st down. Took a hard hit right as he threw.
Chandler Cox, number 4, making the tackle, but I'll tell you what, Joe Donnell came, and that was a great play by the quarterback, but I'll tell you what, he paid a price for making that throw.
He sure did.
Joe Donnell put a tattoo on him.
pass was to their.
But you see what they like to do is get him out in space, and that way if you don't come up, he's going to take off and run it, and he's got a great arm. It all goes through, too.
And this time they run it near the 40, almost 8 yards on that play.
Number 45, Joe Donald, once again making a big tackle for the Spartans. A lot more yards than we want to give.
Yeah, on offense, the other guy to look for, he's spread out. He's in the slot right now, number 85 for Hoover. They move him from tight end, slot, outside receiver. He's going to be all over the place. They're going to be looking for him.
That's Quincy Cox.
Flag on the play.
That was a quick play clock, fortunately for us. That'll be 5 yards back the other way.
So that turns 2nd and 2 into 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen a hurry-up, no-huddle offense get a 5-yard delay of game.
That was a
penalty.
quick one. You're right. I wonder if they failed to reset it. That pass is a backwards pass, but it's complete. Oh,
Nice
another hard hit,
defense.
and a flag comes in late.
Number 44, Kemper Sanders, making a big hit. And I tell you what, we called his name out a lot last week. And
Now you get a hold to go with it.
Not only did we call Kemper Sanders' name out on defense, but he's a wonderful punter, making big punts for the Spartans.
And he made a hard hit there.
Yeah, George stole my shout-out to Kemper on his punting ability. I promised him as soon as he launched one, I was going to give him a shout-out there.
Absolutely.
George
one
gun
up
on
me on that.
I'm about to say, but I was making sure I covered for you, Russell. Absolutely.
All right, let's see if we can hold him here. Big third down, stop Hoover on the first series. There'll be a lot of confidence for this defense. You can almost be assured that they're going to give two a run-pass option.
Yeah, it's still 2nd down, and it's 2nd down and 18. It was 2nd down and 2
Oh, yeah, they moved it back. I guess they took
a
the
couple of
penalty.
plays ago. Back to pass, throwing, wide open, but he threw behind him. It was incomplete and almost intercepted.
Drew Smith, number 2, on the coverage there for the Spartans.
Well, now we've got the 3rd and 18, and now we've got a big stop coming up. So near side in the slot, 85. I suspect if he looks this direction, it's going to be the target he's looking for. Big receiver.
Once again, the Bucks sort of spreading us out.
3rd down and 18. Back to pass. And he throws. Oh, man, how did he get that wide open behind the defense? 1st down.
Looked like a little crossing pattern there, and sort of like our players hunkered down and got mixed up a little bit.
Well, we're running a zone coverage back there, and so that's how he gets lost. You go in you drop in your area, and then they slip in behind you.
Yeah.
That was a big conversion right there. That's 2 huge conversions for Hoover on this drive.
Quarterback back up, Rella. Another backwards
I don't know
pass.
about
Better
all
pick
that.
that up. Pick it up.
It's our ball.
I think that's a fumble. I think that is Mountain Brook ball. It is.
Great job. You know, and one thing you're always taught to do, no matter what, that ball's on the ground like that, a throw like that, get on it. Hoover didn't, we did.
Yeah, you know, I thought the quarterback actually crossed the line and then threw the ball. He did definitely throw it backwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're fortunate that wasn't just an illegal backwards pass. Said it was a fumble. Mountain Brook's got it. Nice. Way to go, Brook, turning it over. We've got the ball at the 26-yard line, and here comes the offense.
Good job by the Spartans to understand what George was just saying is get on it. Worry about what the official rules later. Don't make the ruling yourself.
So you're going to see a lot of shifting tonight, a lot of motion. We've got to catch them a little bit off guard because they're a big team.
Straight run, Harrison Pyburn, a bit of a hole up the middle. He'll get out to the 29-yard line to pick up of 3.
That Northwestern Spartans offense, starting offense, we're looking at number 7, Owen Konzelman, 78, Lawton Sparks, number 67, Drew Brown, number 58, Rick Curtis, number 73, Christian Johnston, number 60, Price Delt, number 13, J.P. Darnold, 14, Connor Adair, and number 8, Harrison Pyburn, and number 84, Sims Heron.
And I think the Spartans just jumped.
And number 48 looks like Clay Stearns is out there. Thank you, Northwestern Mutual, for your starting lineup sponsorship to our broadcast.
Well, we need to keep that to a minimum. That is us giving them any yards. It's going to be hard to get yards as it is. Look for us to keep shifting, though.
2nd down and 12. Run it right and nowhere to go for Harrison Pyburn.
You know, once again, the Spartans, what we said, we're going to try and get that, slow that game down a little bit, run the ball, establish the run. So far on those first 2 plays, we ain't quite done what we want to do, but.
Well, we had a good first down, you know, pick up 3 yards or so, and then I had to step it back 5. So we just got to be, you know, in this area of the field, we just got to be safe. There's no reason to try to go for the home run right here. If somebody gets open, that's great. Otherwise, you know, if every possession ends in a kick, that's not going to be necessarily a bad thing.
That's right. Now we spread out the formation a bit. And back to pass. Adair's throw is high and off the mark, incomplete.
Connor looking for Sims Heron, who number 84, who had a big game last week for the Spartans.
Sims really did. In fact, about that same spot where he caught that out route, juked that guy, went in for the touchdown.
Yeah, that's right.
Still can't believe he managed to get by him and then stay in bounds and score on that play. We've got Kemper Sanders in to punt, Russell.
Yeah, well, let's see. I can't brag on him before he kicks.
Okay, all right.
I'm telling you, he's going to boom it.
Most importantly, he got the ball. Get a good roll here.
It's not bad. No return.
I'll tell you what, watching Kemper, Russell and I were punting, and Russell told us about the shout-out he was going to give him. But during warm-ups, he can boom the ball. He certainly does.
We got a timeout on the field.
The first of many.
And we'll go ahead and take one with him on this one. Yeah, we have 7:28 to play in the first. No score. Mountain Brook and Hoover on the Mountain Brook Sports Network.
There once was a kid who captained a fearless crew of space pirates and led a quest for the lost city of Atlantis. All because there once was a kid who picked up a book and opened new worlds. Books A Million, proud sponsors of public television.
For generations, people in Alabama have raised their families and made their livelihood on the land. It's this tradition of the relationship between the land and the people who care for it that makes Alabama a special place to be. This is Gene Stallings. My friends at Black Ridge Land Company are helping to continue this tradition by combining the best in brokerage service with professional land management and maintenance across Alabama. Their comprehensive approach of on-the-ground analysis coupled with the most innovative online and social media places Black Ridge Land Company in a class of their own as the only land brokerage firm that offers in-house and integrated land management and maintenance along with brokerage services. With their expert understanding of both the business side of an investment in land as well as investment for creating members for the friends and family, Black Ridge Land Company is a committed partner with you to make the most of your investment, because land is what they do.
Timeout. 1st and 10 for Hoover. They've got good field position at their 46-yard line. They run right. Oh, almost had him in the backfield, and then he almost broke it all the way. Turns out a 6-yard gain.
How about that? Number 98, Butler Wilbanks, getting in the backfield, almost making that tackle just a little bit more on that shoestring.
It's a nice run by Davis Haley.
Yeah, he broke a couple tackles there. We were almost able to stop him for a loss.
Good pressure, though, in there.
2nd down, the throw. Wow, they are finding open areas somehow.
I'll say, number 11, Zachary Carroll makes him pay for that catch, putting a good hit on him. Zachary, the younger brother of Jacob Carroll, who we called out many times the past couple of years.
It's another big receiver for them, Jake Carter. They hand it off and find a hole, and then find some Spartans to push him back. Zachary Carroll in there again. Also Chandler Cox.
This is where we're going to have to tighten up here. When they get down here, we got to try to force them to kick field goals.
Yep. And I'll tell you what we're finding out, you can't just hit them. You got to wrap up and take them down.
Oh, yeah, no shoulder tackles tonight.
Yeah.
Similar to offense, you're going to see a lot of shifting, a lot of moving. We're not necessarily going to be bigger than them in any position, but we got to be craftier.
Boy, play was designed to go left. He took it right and got a yard or so, and then got hit hard again by Spartans.
Joe Donald, number 45.
Kemper Sanders,
yeah.
and Joe Donald.
That's right.
Boy, they had a big game last week.
Tell you what, 2 big linebackers for the Spartans. You just can't ask for 2 better guys in the middle.
Third and about 2. Got a lot of respect on the corners for their receivers. That looks strange.
Straight Wildcat play that is going to come up well short of the first down. Boy, the Spartans were not fooled by that.
Once again, you know, I love the Spartan defense. You got to have an active nose guard in there. And Butler, once again, showing that he can scrape down the line. Kemper coming up and filling in and making a hit too.
Yeah, Butler's quick. It's going to be all that center cares for with him jumping in and jumping out and going through the gaps.
4th and 1.5, and they're going to go for it. Spartans started to come off the field.
You know, we said we have to have a big game this week from our defensive line, and Sam Colvin and Butler Wilbanks and Ford Alexander.
They're going to have to call timeout. They're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock, on the play clock.
Those 3 guys had a wonderful game last week in the second half, and they all have lots of speed. They give up
their
size.
linemen as they come over here. Looks like one of the teams Alabama will be playing
well,
this
really.
year.
And that's the thing is when you talk about our defensive line, they have lots and lots of speed. They give up a lot of size. But I tell you what, you can't measure that heart. That's what weighs big for us.
On the roster, they list their height. They don't list their weight. The big old 71, Dalton Nelson, is 6'4".
Well, look at old Kevin matched up to him down there. Kevin's filming him. Kevin, be careful.
Well, Kevin always keeps himself in fabulous shape.
Well, you got to be quick enough to get out of the way.
I don't know how he eats 7 pieces of pizza every Friday night here.
Well, he's been safe.
Not this year, Lee.
Not this year.
It's like past couple Fridays that happened.
We hope to get that fixed here in the near future.
I'm about to say, all we ask is our sugar cookie and our chicken sandwich. That's all we ask for. Not much. And this stapler.
And the stapler.
And our dog.
That's all I need.
That's all I need. And the chair.
And this pencil. That's all I need.
That's all I need. I tell you.
Classic.
I have a lot of fun with you guys. I hope it's all entertaining for the 2 people watching us right now on Tuesday.
Let's talk a little bit during this timeout. We'll keep it here this time. But the Spartans so far, even though Hoover's moved the ball on them, they got that big turnover, and they got a chance to get a stop this time.
Hey, with 5:09 right now in this game, and the way I like the way we're playing right now.
Well, defense has always been, the key to all of the Jaeger team.
Yeah.
Keep us in every game, and we just got to find enough ways to stop them to shorten this game and give us an opportunity.
Right. Big 4th down play right here.
Imagine they'll shift, try to jump, make us jump.
Do
Nope,
a
coming
quick
right at us.
snap instead, and they run it up the middle.
Ooh, they're going to give him a
Boy,
spot.
they're going to give him a good mark.
But I'll tell you what, let's measure it.
I thought he was stopped.
I did too.
Hey, that was, what was it, number 12, Matt Campbell coming up the middle, sort of throw him off course a little
that's
bit.
a first down.
Boy, they
unfortunately.
gave.
Wow. If we had instant
we're a
replay,
long
we
ways
might
away.
get this reversed.
Yeah, we're a long ways away. I'll give the officials the benefit.
What Russell mentioned
No
earlier,
doubt.
if we can hold them to 3 points, that's sort of what we did last year.
They're going to measure. They're not going to just give it to them.
They're going to have it by the nose of the football,
I
unfortunately.
think you're right.
Oh,
Yep.
Russell is correct.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That was one time I was looking forward to being wrong.
That's the problem. You're never wrong, man.
We'd have been in favor of that as well. So big first down for Hoover. We're down
Trips to the
4
near side here. This is going to be interesting formation.
4:48 to play in the first. No score. Three receivers right.
The 85 on the other side.
Calera looking right, throwing right. Into the corner, touchdown.
Nice throw and catch.
20-yard touchdown pass.
I'll tell you, when Chandler Cox sees that film, he just was a half a step short. Otherwise, he picks that pass off.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a pretty spiral. That was nice.
It was
nice pass.
Nice pass. Perfect pass.
I'll tell you what's interesting, though, is so far they have not really been able to run the ball on us.
No.
And we've done a good job keeping him bottled up.
Absolutely.
They've had several pass plays.
Two big third down plays.
It'll be interesting to see if we stay in a zone or if we, take our chances in man.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, this is a Hoover team that's played some competition not in our state.
Yeah, they went to Tennessee. MTSU had an invitational. I think it was 2 games up there. They played a team, Oakland, and hammered them. I think other than maybe 2 busted plays, they gave up 44 yards in the game.
Amazing.
And then they played Manatee out of Florida. So this is the first Alabama team they've played this year.
And they're holding a 40-game win streak right now. I think what I was reading earlier today, and so in the region play, or
I don't know. I try not to keep up much good about Hoover.
But anyway, I tell you, this is a team that is going to put some points on the board.
Yeah. 7-0 Hoover. 4:29 to play in the first quarter. Spartans will get the kickoff.
Getting off for Hoover, number 47, Barrett Pickering.
And the kick, high end over end, into the end zone.
Very good kick.
That's another thing. Hoover seems to always have a good kicker.
Well, I saw the kickers warming up and made the comment. They were 4 of the best-looking athletes I've seen. They had 4 of them down there kicking before the game.
Well, when your school is larger than most cities in Alabama,
A lot of talent to choose from.
I'm exaggerating a bit, but only a bit.
Not a whole lot. So we just need positive plays on all downs. Even if we don't get the first down, we just need to keep them positive.
Quick pitch, and oh, man.
Yeah, Hoover's just putting everybody right there in the box.
They're manning up on the corners, too. So they're basically saying,
throw it.
We're going to make you throw the ball.
Throw it. Yep.
And that's really not what we want to do. We're going to see whose will gets imposed here. Yeah, they've got no safety. They got 1 safety back now.
You got
second down and 12.
J.P. Darnold wide out.
Sims in motion this way.
Run it again. Pyburn cuts it to the outside. He's got some room. He's got a first down and more, and all the way out to the 42-yard line.
And I tell you what a block out there by Wilson Higgins right there. Just, as a receiver, you don't have to go hit somebody so hard. You just got to shield them. He made a nice little lane for.
You don't have to pancake anybody. You just got to prevent them from being able to come up. And that was a fabulous run right there by Pyburn.
Good vision by Harrison to see where the space was and shoot through it. It's a service first down for Mountain Brook at their 37-yard line.
And really important to get that ball out of our own end zone.
Yeah. More shifting. Brought it again to Pyburn.
Hole closed in a hurry, but
good blocking. Jay Stearns kicking out, number 48. Jay's real active in our offense here. Or excuse me, Clay. I said Jay. Clay Stearns. Excuse me.
Got about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Clay's real active and almost like a pulling guard back there as an H-back.
Out of the pistol, this time play action. Turn and throw to Clay Stearns, right on cue. They'll get a couple.
And again, positive yards. Going to bring up 3rd and about 7?
About 7.
And trying to just keep Hoover off balance, not knowing what we're going to do and what we can come back to.
2 yards, 3rd down, Spartans.
Connery there, still looking over for the play. Now he's got it. It'll be Pyburn left side for a yard. It'll be 4th down and 5 coming up.
Here comes our man.
While the punt team comes out there, I do want to say thank you to our sponsors while we've got a second. Northwestern Mutual, Medical Properties Trust, World Cup Coffee, Black Ridge Land Company, Dales, Bromberg's, Books A Million, and Service First.
Thank you to all of them. Kemper Sanders to punt. And we got a flag before the snap of
If
this
it's
one.
on them, it's a first down.
Well, I think it'll be a little bit short if it's a 5-yard penalty. Looks like we're looking at
We'll
4th
find out.
and 5.5 right now.
Yep, you're exactly right. So it'll be a half yard to go on 4th down. And
That still can make a difference, though.
You know, we talk about the punter. Number 45, snapping is very important to us, too. Joe Donald.
Joe Donald. Good snap
Nice.
back by Joe. Strong punt.
Get it.
Dropped it.
Get it.
And
Get it.
let's see who got it.
We may have that ball.
I think he got it back.
Oh.
He did. Number 80 for them. And of course, I got 4 pages of roster for Hoover, and there's no number 80. What are the odds on that?
110%.
They threw it to 84 a couple of times. There's no 84 either.
Live from the Hoover website.
well, you were better than me. I went there and it didn't show any numbers.
Really? Well, where did you get these, George?
From the Hoover website.
Did you make up the numbers? Is that why I don't have 80
That's right.
and 84?
That's right. You want me to make up some names for you, too? We know
We've
this
got
broadcast
Hoover
is
pinned
not for
back
Hoover.
here. This is,
Yeah.
you know, all kidding aside, this is where if we can keep him pinned back here, we'll get good field position.
Or if we could get a pick 6 or a fumble recovery for a touchdown down here, that'd be nice. They run it right.
Oh, come on now. Go hitting after the whistle.
Richardson got just a couple.
Got the 5
Excellent.
back and 1.
Yeah.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
I'm about to say, in on that play, last play was number 92, Elon Anthony, who was in at end.
Carello throws. He's got his man. And broke a tackle. He's out to the 29. That's Cortez Hall again.
Number 45, Joe Donald, making the tackle there for the Spartans.
Number 45, Joe Donald on the tackle.
Yeah, Hoover's a big, powerful team.
But this is the first time I can remember Hoover being more successful passing than running.
They're running. You're right.
Beccarella to, did he pass the line of scrimmage? He completed another pass in the middle of a lot of traffic there, and I guess he did not. Boy, he was very near the line of scrimmage by the time he released that.
I thought his toe hit the 30.
I'm going to tell you, mobile quarterback, running, and throwing. Sort of looks like 7-on-7. They do a successful job of that in the summer.
Beccarella's only listed at 5'9", but he's a pretty good-looking quarterback. This time they hand it off to Richardson. He follows a big blocker and cut
70.
right behind that block by 70 and picked up 7 or 8 yards.
I tell you, they're not only big, they're quick. They can move. Got quick feet. I tell you,
70 just cleared the way
I'm
for
about to
him.
say, Zachary Carroll came up strong and got introduced to number 70.
Nick Eldridge. 2nd down, they throw the quick pass. That's going to be a first down, another broken tackle. And inside the 20 to the 19.
I mean, that's what's so impressive with Hoover. You know, you see these guys, they take 1, 2, 3 hits, and they just keep moving, keep driving. Just very, very strong looking team.
Yeah, they've gone, 70 yards here in 4 plays?
Yep.
Cortez
it's
Hall.
fast.
And it's run through a lot of our tackles.
Cortez Hall looks like a tremendous combination of speed and power. He's not very big, but he's fast, but has shown power as well. There's a tackle inside the 10.
Looks like
That'll be the end of the first quarter.
number 45, Joe Donald, making that tackle. Joe all over the field tonight.
So after 1 quarter of play, it's Hoover 7, Mountain Brook nothing on the Mountain Brook Sports Network.
How do you do your dance? Summertime, party time, cooking on the grill. It's a legendary taste that's been around for 50 years. A secret family recipe with the bull on the label. How do you do your dance before you put it on the table? Do you pour it on your chicken? Do you marinate your steak? Brush it on your burgers when you grill and make some gravy. Veggies and steaks, they cook up so well. How do you do it? How do you do your dance?
A dedication to quality has no fear of time. For over 100 years, we have been serving our customers with the most savoring coffee experience. Royal Cup Coffee. Savor the experience.
Behind every victory is someone who helped make it happen. Call them mentors, coaches, or even mom or dad. At Northwestern Mutual, we call them advisors. The right financial partners to help you tap into strengths you might not even know you have and guide you where you want to be financially and personally. Because no one wins alone. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
Hoover with the ball to start the second quarter. They lead Mountain Brook 7-0. And they hand it off and into the end zone for the touchdown from 8 yards away is Davis Haley.
You know, once again, I mean, the Hoover team is showing it's not going to take one guy to get them down. They'll run right through arms. Got to put a little pop on them.
Kick is good. So we're 9 seconds into the second quarter, and it's 14-0 Hoover.
11 minutes, 51 seconds to go in the second quarter. Your score, Hoover 14, Mountain Brook.
All right, well, we need to find a little lightning.
We sure do. Maybe we'll get her on the kickoff return.
Good old Hoover. I tell you what, it's been a real, I mean, you know, Barry years ago, but always been a top program.
Yeah.
Think about Coach Finley and the days he had over at Barry and the success they had back in the 70s and 80s.
I don't think they were remotely as successful back then.
No, but they had success. They had some, you know, you remember the Kirk Cranes and the Bart Krauts and the Terry Sanders and some of those players that of yesteryear playing in the Major Ogilvy days, which for us, we're celebrating 40 years since that state championship of the Spartans.
Their success in what? Last decade has been
90s,
just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the decade and really started in the 90s when Coach Prost.
That's right, that does go back that far, doesn't it?
Yeah.
High end-over-end kick, and it's going to be into the end zone.
Oh, I didn't know you could run it out of
I
the end
didn't
zone.
either. I was about to say touchback. I swear I thought in high school ball.
Well, that's got to be a rule change because I know a couple years ago if it crossed the plane, it was, you know, taken out to the 20-yard line.
Guess they changed that rule.
They did not pass that memo on to us.
Did not get the email on that.
What? Well, hold on. Where are they taking the ball here? What are they doing? Are they putting it up on the 20? They're putting it up on the 20.
They sure
Yeah,
are.
that's
there you go.
I think the officials just realized that.
They were all talking together.
I think somebody reminded him of the rules.
Yeah.
All right, Mountain Brook will take
Well, he was about to say
crack at it from the 20 now.
He was at Sanford probably last night.
Just glad nobody got injured on the phantom run back. Brought it over the left side for about a yard. That's all for Harrison Pyburn. Might have gotten out to the 22 for 2.
Once again, running behind. Sparks, number 78, who we highlighted at the beginning of the game, and number 67, Drew Brown.
Might have gotten him on the shift that time.
They're going to mark us for illegal procedure.
Okay. Wishful thinking on my part.
Right now, it looks like number 72, John Pelham, has come in at right guard for the Spartans, sitting next to Price Delt. Number 60.
There's the handoff. Ooh. Oh, baby. Harrison Pyburn just ran over a Buccaneer, planted him in the turf, and then ran for about 8 or 9 more yards.
That was a video of what we refer to as trucking someone.
Yes. Oh, my
That was
heavens.
an 18-wheeler.
And you know what
ran over that bump.
You know what your response is to that? Ouch.
Yeah. Oh.
Ouch. My shoulder hurts right now. That was such a hard hit. Oh, my gosh.
They did not.
I feel like I got hit.
They put him down at the 25. I thought he got farther than that. 3rd down and 5.
It looked like the ball had come loose.
Oh, okay. He'll run that same area again. He'll get within about a yard of the first down, but he won't get it.
I tell you, you will not find a better competitor than number 8, Harrison Pyburn. He loves to hit people.
Runs hard.
Runs in the Pyburn family. I tell you, with Reed last year.
I did not catch the number of the Hoover player that got trucked, but I'm thinking next time he's got an opportunity to try and tackle Harrison one-on-one, he might do a little ole.
Well, I'm about to say, I bet if you look at the front of Harrison's jersey, you might see the imprint of that number.
There's an 8 written across that guy's forehead.
Yeah.
Kemper Sanders unloaded quite a nice punt there. No return, about a net of 40.
And out of bounds. Well done by Kemper Sanders. And a timeout on the field. We'll take a break as well. Early second quarter, 9:44 to play in the second. 14-0 Hoover leads Mountain Brook on the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
If you were coaching these kids, what would you coach? Physical training and endurance, position skills and mental discipline, or overarching teamwork? To succeed, they'll need it all. And one thing more, especially when they're 4 scores down and have to dig down deep to bring forth their best game. It's called playing with heart, for that's what true champions always leave on the field. Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
There once was a kid who captained a fearless crew of space pirates and led a quest for the lost city of Atlantis, all because there once was a kid who picked up a book and opened new worlds. Books A Million, proud sponsors of public television.
How do you do your dance? Summertime, party time, cooking on the grill. It's a legendary taste that's been around for 50 years. A secret family recipe with the bull on the label. How do you do your dance before you put it on the table? Do you pour it on your chicken? Do you marinate your steak? Brush it on your burgers when you grill and make some gravy. Veggies and steaks, they cook up so well. How do you do it? How do you do your dance?
Behind every victory is someone who helped make it happen. Call them mentors, coaches, or even mom or dad. At Northwestern Mutual, we call them advisors. The right financial partners to help you tap into strengths you might not even know you have and guide you where you want to be financially and personally. Because no one wins alone. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
Out of the timeout, Hoover ball. Out of the pistol formation, they throw the quick pass. It's low, but he caught it anyway. More hard hitting by the Spartans. Little or no gain on the play, but definitely some pain.
Great team tackling there.
And number 45, Joe Donald leading the way. Number 92 over there, Elon Anthony in on the hit.
Will Wetzler out there as well.
Yep.
Good hitting.
No gain.
Just pain. Second out and 10. Vaccarella back to pass, throws deep over the middle. He's got another one of their big receivers. They seem like they have about 4 big receivers, and they are completing the passes to him.
That's that big number 85 Russell was talking about earlier.
Quincy Cox.
And unfortunately, they're making that look too easy.
They've got about 4 guys with numbers in the 80s that are all 6'2", 6'3", 6'4".
It's a nice luxury to have.
Yeah. And Vaccarella still has it. He'll throw on the run, has a man wide open. That's their other receiver who's not as big, but he sure is good, Cortez Hall.
Connor Bussman in on the tackle, number 11, Zachary Carroll making the tackle. Once again, the quarterback just really looks really good. Just very comfortable rolling out.
He does.
I mean, you think rolling out to the left and making a throw like that.
He's kind of got the Johnny Manziel body.
Well, he's only 5'9".
And we know he can run because that was what the coaches said, they were most concerned about is him getting loose.
He's a junior. Play action. And he's throwing deep. And he is throwing dropped. Boy, I thought they had it.
Well, Drew
might
Smith
have gotten a hand in there to knock it away.
Nice recovery by Drew. Got back in there, got a hand in there.
Number 2, Drew Smith. What hustle and what effort. Recovered, reached up, did everything to get that ball away. Zachary Carroll coming over the top to help.
You're right, Russell. That's a good comparison. He would remind you of Johnny Manziel, but I think he may be a better passer than Johnny.
He can spin it.
They hand it off to their strong running back, Sturdivant.
Number 45, Joe Donald, once again.
Evelyn Anthony on the tackle that time.
And then he goes out, and Sam Colvin comes in. 3rd down and 5. See if we can get a stop here. Of course, again, it might be 4-down territory for Hoover. They're going to do the Wildcat play, and they've tried that twice, and it has not worked.
That door was shut right there. You had big number 89 forward, Alexander, that was shutting that door. Number 20.
Well, you've got 2 who's such a great runner. Why in the world do you take him out and put in somebody else?
I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, Will Wetzler,
We'll
the other
take
one
it.
in on the stop there. I'm with you.
I like that play call.
Yeah. I say let's run it again. This could be a momentum play for Mountain Brook right here. 4th and 4.
Vaccarella back in. He will run this time, and he will run with lots of room. And he is going to get to the end zone. Boy, he can run fast, too.
I think we got a hold on Hoover. I think
Probably
this is coming back. Yeah, holding on Hoover. That'll take that touchdown off the board, back them up, and it should be, 4th and 13 now, 14.
I am impressed with this Vaccarella, though. Christopher Vaccarella.
Oh, what grade?
Junior.
But his combination of running and passing, and he just looks
Well, you
very
saw what the
comfortable.
coaches were commenting on. Him in open space is just tough to contain.
Okay, that'll force a punt for Hoover, though.
This may be the first punt this kid's had all year.
That's part of the reason he had so much room running up the middle there, was because of the hole.
Number 84, Sims Heron deep.
Standing with his heels on his 10-yard line. Short punt. And Sims makes the fair catch in traffic. Well done.
I tell you what, I hope the camera caught number 45 making a block. Snapper snaps it, starts running downfield, and number 45 pancaked him.
Oh.
Knocked him down.
Yeah. Joe is to the defense what Pyburn is to the offense. He's looking for a hit on every play.
Every play, Coach Stearns always tells them, guys, be the hammer, not the nail. Well, that was a hammer right there.
All right, Pyburn in at running back behind Connor Adair. And it'll be Harrison over left tackle.
A couple of hard yards. And Connor said he is fine with Adair or Adair, but I think his buddies are calling him Adair, so we're going to go with Adair. So
because I asked,
you did,
because when I did some of his games when he was younger, junior high games, I was told it was Adair.
Yep.
But then we got here.
Dorset, you know. When you get to be a starter, you can call it.
Well, at least we didn't say like C-Dare or F-Dare or D-Dare.
There you go. 2nd down and 8. Connor hands it off. I'll just call him Connor.
Connor, Adair.
And he gave it to Harrison Pyburn, who, what do you know, George? He had his helmet come off.
That conversation must not work this week.
You hadn't gotten him that roll of duct tape yet?
I'll tell you what.
I'm going to give him a hall pass on that one. They basically tackled his
Did they
head.
rip it off?
Yeah.
Well, you know, and basically, the way Harrison plays, he plays like somebody from the 1940s anyway.
Yeah.
He doesn't need a helmet.
Yeah. He might have a leather helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be on the all-Madden team for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
3rd and 6. Little delay. It's the first time tonight that we have seen Harold Joyner.
Yeah.
And he picks up a couple. He impressed me last week. My
He
first
did.
chance
He's got
to
good
see
vision.
him.
You know, it was impressive, yeah. And to think we have, you know, Harold here for another couple of years, it's going to be fun watching him grow with the program.
Very much so. Just
lots of young talent on this team.
Just a sophomore. Kemper Sanders on to punt again.
Get over his head.
Oh, I did. He gets it, and then Joe Donald gets him. Great play by Joe Donald in punt coverage.
Okay, so they're going to
He lost a helmet, and there's a flag.
Yeah,
back
the flag is because he called for a fair catch.
Oh, and then
proceeded. So he didn't drop it, and then he could pick it up. He dropped it because then it'd be a live ball. He could pick it up. But I believe they're going to flag him for the fair catch and then running it.
So would Joe have to come off the field?
Yes.
He still has to come off the field.
I think anytime the helmet comes off, you got to leave for a play.
But I'm wondering if he fair catch and that really wasn't a play.
No, it was a play.
Joe's still out there, though.
Huh.
So let's see. I don't know.
Well, don't tell anybody.
I'm not.
All right. We got a timeout on the field. 4:45 to play the second. Hoover 14, Mountain Brook nothing on the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
There once was a kid who captained a fearless crew of space pirates and led a quest for the lost city of Atlantis, all because there once was a kid who picked up a book and opened new worlds. Books A Million, proud sponsors of public television.
For generations, people in Alabama have raised their families and made their livelihood on the land. It's this tradition of the relationship between the land and the people who care for it that makes Alabama a special place to be. This is Gene Stallings. My friends at Black Ridge Land Company are helping to continue this tradition by combining the best in brokerage service with professional land management and maintenance across Alabama. Their comprehensive approach of on-the-ground analysis coupled with the most innovative online and social media places Black Ridge Land Company in a class of their own as the only land brokerage firm that offers in-house and integrated land management and maintenance along with brokerage services. With their expert understanding of both the business side of an investment in land as well as the investment for creating members for the friends and family, Black Ridge Land Company is a committed partner with you to make the most of your investment, because land is what they do.
1st and 10, Hoover out of the timeout. They hand it off. And the Spartans have really done a good job of shutting down their running game. It was Kemper Sanders first.
Number 89, Ford Alexander, who we talked about at the beginning of the game. Once again,
fortunately, that big old dude tried to cut it back inside. That outside was pinned. It was wide open.
Connor Busman also there.
Kemper Sanders on a fine tackle there. 1 yard loss.
2nd and 11. They're going to pass again. Vaccarelli in trouble.
We go.
And he is sacked. 3 Spartans in there. Sanders, Busman, and
it was
Wetzler.
And Ford Alexander coming over just in case. Ready to hammer down.
That was the old I'll meet you at the quarterback play.
Really?
I like that one.
A big loss there.
Thank you. I'll have another, please.
Yeah. So 3rd and 18. Let's
now
avoid that deep
in the first
seam pass.
Yeah, about to say in the first quarter we had 3rd and long a couple times that they converted.
Come out in the pistol. 3 receivers right, 1 left. And they're going to call a timeout.
Time is out.
There was some confusion that time, so they burned the timeout. We'll keep it here this time with 3:28 to play in the second. Spartans down 14-0.
It's been a quick first and second quarter.
Yeah.
You know, once again, it's impressive. Our defense, always got the speed and the quickness. There's never any quit. This defense is going to take us a long way this year.
Well, the effort has been obvious tonight, as it always is. Playing hard.
I mean, you think, once again, we're talking about the talent of a Hoover team, and a Hoover team that's usually nationally ranked.
Well, I was amazed at what you said earlier. This is their fourth game.
Third game.
I thought they played 2 games in Tennessee. I
think there were 2 games played. They only played one of them.
Okay, I got you.
It was an invitational
so
of
it's
some
their
sort.
Third game, but
MTSU was hosting.
Yeah, third game, and this is the first one they played from anybody in the state of Alabama.
Yes.
Third down, Hoover.
All right. Third down. They're in a different formation this time, out of the timeout, though they were pre-timeout. 2 receivers to either side. Vaccarella back to pass, and he throws incomplete. That's the first really bad pass he's thrown all night. He was getting heavy pressure from Ford Alexander.
Yeah, only a 3-man rush. Butler Wilbanks up the middle, and Ford Alexander, you're right, on the edge, and forced him to get rid of it. Pocket was starting to close in on him, and you're right. The pass was behind him, and that's a big stop for Mountain Brook.
Big stop.
4th and 18 now. We should get the ball, around midfield. 3:22 to go before half, and get a score.
If we could get one in there before the half, that would be big. And we've shown a tendency to do that. It's a high punt. Uh-oh. I don't think we ever touched it, thankfully. So it goes out of bounds.
It was close to receiver interference there. I sure felt like he couldn't come up and catch that because the Hoover guy was there, but no foul, no harm. We'll take the ball over at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that'll work.
Well, we need points. Touchdown would be nice, but points. With our kicking game, what we have, we got 3 minutes. We got something to do right here.
Well, and finally, we've got good field position.
Yeah.
So, probably give us a better opportunity to open up a little bit.
Absolutely. Look at JP up top.
Sims in motion.
Play action. Slant. Sims, did he hold on?
He did hold on.
And he got 9 yards on the play. Sims Heron.
Nice concentration because that ball was wiggling around on him.
And like Russell said, here we are, different field position, a little bit different play calling we have. We come out throwing the ball there on that first down.
Ricks Curtis, the center, out over the ball. And Connor Adair to throw. Deep down the sideline.
Yes!
What a catch by
Harrison Pyburn.
What a fabulous job by the line that time, giving Adair all day long to throw that ball.
Hey, Connor dropped that thing in
Boom.
a basket.
What a
30
catch.
yards downfield.
That was almost a back shoulder. It wasn't quite back shoulder,
I
but
thought he was covered. That was just a wonderful throw and an equally wonderful catch.
And once again,
and big play.
Great job, line, holding them out. That's what you got to do.
Service first down for Mountain Brook at the Hoover 17-yard line. Another play action pass. It's Sims Heron again. He is tackled immediately.
Whoa.
Not sure that was necessary.
There you go. All right, so we'll get the ball spotted at the 12, and then it'll be half the distance from there due to unsportsmanlike conduct.
They tend to throw flags on the body slam, especially when it occurs after the whistle maybe had blown.
Hey, guys, how about this drive right here? This is a Spartan team looking loose, and it looks like a coaching staff that's loose with their play calling right now, keeping it active, keeping the energy up. Love it.
Play action passing is getting it done.
They'll put it on the 6-yard line, 2:23 to go before half. And again, if we could get some points right here, it's a big deal going into halftime,
right
knowing that you've just driven
again.
the ball down and scored.
Spartan tradition. Under 3 minutes, that's where you start taking over a game.
It's amazing how often they've done that, the last few years especially.
All right, we got to finish, Spartans.
Connor Hayden. He Gives it to Harrison Piber. Nothing there for Harrison. He'll get close to the 5.
That was a great fake. I kind of thought he had it on the edge.
I hesitated a bit. Wasn't sure.
I say fake. It was a great carry out of the handoff. They had crashed down. So
I wish he had kept it.
Yeah, well, don't be surprised if they come back to that.
Yeah.
So we're going to run all the clock we can here, so whatever time is left.
It is Pyburn, and again he runs into some bucks. Fights for maybe a yard to the 4.
Hoover putting all those guys right up in that box. They're ready for our run. Number 9 coming in the ball game right now, Wilson Higgins. Number 6, Dylan Sullivan. Clay Stearns and Owen Consman checking out.
It wouldn't surprise me they run this thing down and call a timeout, just take as much clock off as possible.
3rd down and goal.
Coach Yeager looking at the clock. There it is.
He looks like he wants a timeout, and they finally notice him.
Time is out on the field.
Yeah, 2 reasons for that. 1, take as much time off the clock. 2nd, you don't know how many times you're going to have the opportunity to be down here. And
Right.
we've got to really take advantage of every opportunity we get inside the red zone.
Right, absolutely. Boy, though, guys, if we could punch it in here and
We get the ball back.
and that's right, get the ball to start
Ball
the
back in second half.
and have it be just 14-7. Wow. I think we'd all take that.
No, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what I really loved was, like we were talking about, the field position that we had allowed us to open the game up a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of play action, got the ball moving, got the energy level. Of course, our players making big plays. I mean, that beautiful pass by Connor.
That was a thing
And a
of
great
beauty.
catch. Great blocking by the line.
He's had several good passes on this drive.
Yeah.
So this is where you got to play. You got to play loose. You got to finish it here.
Let's get a TD
right.
here.
4 down territory, obviously. If
I don't know.
we don't, of course,
I think
might
we
kick
might
it.
take the
Might
points.
kick it. You're right.
Did the
You're
same
right.
scores last week.
Yeah. So let me retract that. Connor Adair looking, throwing, and it's caught for a touchdown. Harrison Pyburn gets it in.
And look at those Spartans celebrating right there. The line, the tight ends, the running back, the quarterback. Flares going up. Go Spartans.
I look forward to giving you the Royal Cup replay after this extra point. How big is that?
Very big. Wow. That was a bullet of a pass by Connor Adair. The kick is true, and the Spartans have done just what we were hoping they would do. They punched it in for a touchdown, only down 7 now.
Russell, lead us into the Royal Cup replay.
So Connor Adair's got Pyburn offset to the right, drops back, got guys go out. Pyburn slips out in the flat, nice pass, catch, runs right through that tackler, touchdown Spartans.
And there's the celebrating going on right there. Just joyful celebration with the line and everybody coming together.
Just got
What a
to
great drive.
make sure we don't let Hoover do anything in this last
That's
107.
right, yep.
So we can keep that momentum going into the locker room. And again, as George mentioned, we get the kick to start the second half. So put ourselves in good position here.
Well, let's just say right now, maybe Hoover's getting a little jittery. Maybe we get a little fumble right here and we get some more action in this first half.
Maybe they'll get a little cocky, a little aggressive.
There we go. Hey, what a great job by the Spartans on that play.
Yeah, the body slam that they did,
Yep.
that helped the cause.
That was huge. And our team holding our composure.
Would be nice to kick this in the end zone.
Well, Coach Stearns will be proud because on that play we were the hammer and they were the nail.
Absolutely. Hammered it into the end zone.
We're going to pooch it. It may hit the ground. Nope.
And he goes down at the 25.
Oh, perfect. That 23-yard line brought him down.
Our flags, though, were in the wrong order.
Well, you got to read it backwards.
Okay.
Starts on that end.
All right.
Only if you made a 36 on your ACT would you know that.
No, that's just that. That's how the Torah is. You got to read it backwards. Read right to left.
Okay.
All right. Big hold here.
That's my bad. Didn't realize that was the rule. 1:01 to play before halftime.
And not sitting back.
Throws it. Oh! Thought we had a chance at a pick there.
It'll be interesting after that play. You know, nibbled over there, sees, you know what, gosh, they picked that thing off.
Look at the Spartans. The Spartans are getting that energy right now. They're feeling good. This is, I'll tell you what, it's the first bad throw I've seen from the quarterback.
Yeah, he's been
first
really
overthrow.
good.
He's had a couple behind the receiver, but that was definitely the first overthrow.
2nd down and 10. Christopher Baccarella is their quarterback. He's got 4 receivers in the formation. He's back to pass. They're setting up the screen.
Oh,
Ford
nice
Alexander knocked it down, and he's upset with himself because he's wishing he would have gone ahead and grabbed it. And
he almost tied the game for us there.
I tell you what, Big Paul went up and knocked it down. Here's that energy of the Spartans that we love right now. This is what we got to keep going. Great job.
Ford Alexander. Oh, that's a D lineman's dream is to take one of those back. That's okay. Knocking it down is good.
I'm about to say, we'll live with that.
3rd and 10.
Once again, the Spartan energy coming. Oh.
Did they move?
Yep, back them up 5 more.
And I tell you what, number 25 was coming in, Big Will Wetzer.
They called a timeout before the movement.
I tell you.
You could definitely feel old Mo on Mountain Brook side.
Yeah, that's Hoover's 3rd timeout, too. So even if they do complete a long pass, they really can't stop the clock again. So unless they get it out of bounds.
Got 48 seconds left to play in the first half.
We've just got to keep everything in front of us. Right now, 14-7 feels like a victory, given the, the star power that Hoover's got and coming in here with everything.
The potential of what it could be.
And they had gotten up on us and things were looking down, and boom, we come straight back, showing the grit, had the ball on the 40-yard line, drove straight down there and scored.
And like we said, before the game, these guys were looking loose, and that's what I like about it. You see the energy coming on. These guys going, you know what? We're good, too. We can play this team. Yeah, they're Division I, but we can be too. So it's going to be a fun second half. It's going to be a fun 48 seconds right now.
Yeah.
Because we make a stop, we do have 2 timeouts.
After the timeout, 3rd down, Hoover.
3rd and 10 for the Bucks. Baccarella in the pistol. He's got the snap. He's back to pass. He's got all kinds of time. Now he's running out of time and running out of the pocket.
Nice job, Joe Donald.
Down from behind by Joe Donald.
Did he not tackle him out of bounds?
Yeah, that clock should have stopped.
I mean, there was.
I think
it should have stopped for 2 reasons. One, we called timeout, and 2, he got out of bounds.
I mean, maybe they didn't, but it was a good 15 seconds.
Yeah, they may put some time back.
Yeah,
on the
I think
clock.
he's going to say that Coach Yeager got the timeout around 42. Maybe 40.
Well, my question is, did we have to even use the timeout?
Well, I don't think we did, but since they didn't call that.
Yeah.
Previous play failed the game.
What a play by Joe Donald, huh? Great play by Joe.
Yeah, out of nowhere. I mean, he looked like a bullet missile seeking out that quarterback.
They will punt. So far, they've not put any additional time back on the clock.
They took a timeout from the Spartans, so obviously he was in bounds.
I think Coach Yeager is going to lobby for about 7 or 8 seconds.
But I like the aggressive nature of this. The calling, we could easily just let it run out, go into half. I like the fact we're going to force them to punt. They could have a bad snap.
Yep.
We're going to get, hopefully the ball around 40,
probably get a
45.
short field again, and we just showed that we can take that short field.
And we've got as good a kicker as there is in the state. So we get down here and get a 3.
How about to say, we got a kicker that has kicked a 63-yard field goal before. So, we get him in the 40-yard range. Mm-hmm. That's 3 up on the board.
So they added a little time. They put it back at 35, so they gave us 3 seconds.
That's nowhere near correct. But
thank you.
We'll take it. But that clock was running for well more than 2.5 seconds, which is what they just gave us. But we'll live with that.
So really, I'm thinking, for the Spartans for a field goal, we really got to get to about the 25-yard line, maybe between 25 and 30 to have a chance.
But first, we got to start with the sure hands of Sims back here. Most importantly, we just want to field it.
He's standing at his 40-yard line.
I like that he's moved up. He's going to have to.
There's a penalty marker.
And this is going to be no play.
Back him up 5 more. That could be the difference between being in field goal range or not.
Tell you what, Hoover's had a fairly high number of penalties. Can't think of hardly any called against Mountain Brook.
Well, we had 2 movements when we jumped on shifts, but other than that, you're right. Pretty flawless. I imagine Niblett won't have a lot of pleasantries at halftime for him.
Sims Heron, after the penalty, is standing 5 yards closer at his 45. Kick is away, and Sims has it. Fair catch at the 47. So that's almost exactly the same field position that we started with. It's 1 yard, I think, further away.
That's right.
Than last time when we drove and scored.
About 27 seconds, 26.9 seconds.
And one timeout.
Yeah, so see what we come out and do here. You know, we think we need to get to probably about the 25-yard line.
Pyburn will be the lone running back again behind Connor Adair. 3 receivers left, 1 right.
They put Pyburn in the flat again.
Connor throws over the middle, has a man. And it is Sims Heron. He'll be tackled, but not until he gets first down yardage, and a late flag comes in. Very late flag. Right about where Sims landed.
Yeah, Pyburn was out there. I hope they didn't say that he pushed somebody in the back. I didn't think he did. One of those things where he's just kind of out there in space and, you know, a guy falls.
Maybe they'll pick it up. Looks like they're talking about it, whatever it is. And that's what they're going to call. That hurts.
You know, I mean, it's all right. We got 19 seconds.
Spot foul, so it moves it back to the 48.
Still be first down.
Net
We
gain
got
of
11.
a yard on the play.
Yeah, 11-yard gain.
We're forced
with a little bit of confusion out here.
Well, we're forced to call a timeout.
So that's our last timeout.
At a minimum, what I like about this is we're having a lot of success in the passing game. And that'll loosen up the running game, open up some holes so that we can kind of get back to, you know, run or pass.
Right.
Earlier in the game, you know, we wanted to shorten it because, you know, we just don't have the same kind of depth they've got to bang and bang and bang, you know, stopping the clock on a bunch of pass plays.
Well, then we started running the play action passes, and because of all the running we had done, they were very effective.
Well, it just showed. I mean, there was a moment that we needed to become aggressive in our play calling, and we did. We started mixing it up, play action, and it worked for us. If we have this kind of field position, I think it dictates that kind of game.
Well, I'm not sure that it's going to make a difference. The chain gang can't figure it out over there. Have you noticed that? We got a first down, and then they called it back, but how it's first and 5 or 4, whatever that is confusing.
Right.
I mean, that would have meant we had a 14-yard gain. Right?
That's not, remember, our first down play was at the 47.
Right.
Yes.
And somehow now it's at the 42.
It doesn't matter. We got 10.5 seconds, so we got at best 2 plays.
Yeah, you're right.
And they didn't charge us the timeout, though.
At least it hadn't been taken off the board. Harrison Pyburn. And ball comes loose.
Get him.
Hoover's got it. Time is going to run out, though.
If we got to get him to the ground, though.
Oh, my gosh, that's a big bus. Get him down. That's a forward lateral.
Well, they're calling him down,
like
so half's over.
They're marking it at the 27.
That's a flag.
You know
Coaches
what?
on the field.
Coaches on the field. They're going to get 15 yards to start the second half. So they can cheer all they want to, but at the end of the day, they're going to be kicking to us from the 25-yard line.
Yep. I think you're right, Russell. Well, that's an interesting play to end the half with.
Well, we're going to the locker room, and it's going to be interesting for them to let Hoover know you got to go to the locker room too. They blew the whistle. They called the play dead. It doesn't really matter if he kept running or not. They whistled it dead.
Well, the thing is, they had that.
And did he hand it off to somebody else?
They're going to wave the flag off on that side, but I don't know about the flag on this side.
Well, my thing is he handed the ball forward. I mean, the guy was the big bus was running, and then he handed it forward to the Hoover guy. At least that's the way it looked.
Okay, we're going to stay here till we try and figure out exactly who. Mountain Brook is in the field house.
They've acknowledged it's into the first half as well. Let's see what they're going to do about that unsportsmanlike conduct that they threw on the coach, or at least it appered they threw on the coach.
Well, to me,
that should be 15 yards coming out of half.
You can't pick up that flag
No.
with all the coaches out there, beyond the,
Of course, it could just be a warning. I give a sideline warning as opposed to unsportsmanlike
But
conduct.
how do you get a sideline warning when you're out there in the middle of the field?
Well, it's just you're off the sideline.
I guess we'll find out when they come out for the second half.
Stay tuned. It's something to look forward to.
A good second half of the first half by the Mountain Brook Spartans. I'm a little confused as to what that was. I'd love to know.
If you were coaching these kids, what would you coach? Physical training and endurance, position skills and mental discipline, or overarching teamwork? To succeed, they'll need it all. And one thing more, especially when they're 4 scores down and have to dig down deep to bring forth their best game. It's called playing with heart, for that's what true champions always leave on the field. Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
Behind every victory is someone who helped make it happen. Call them mentors, coaches, or even mom or dad. At Northwestern Mutual, we call them advisors. The right financial partners to help you tap into strengths you might not even know you have and guide you where you want to be financially and personally. Because no one wins alone. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
Welcome back for the Books A Million halftime show. Mountain Brook trailing Hoover 14-7 at the break. Hoover out to a 14-0 lead as Vaccarella hit Cortez Hall on a 20-yard touchdown pass, and then Davis Haley ran in from 8 yards out. 14-0 it was, but Mountain Brook finished so very strong to the half. Harrison Pyburn, a 4-yard touchdown pass from Connor Adair, and that's gotten us to our halftime score, 14-7 Hoover over Mountain Brook. Now let's enjoy the Mountain Brook Spartans marching band and the Dorians.
Let's see, buddy.
Drum major is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Mountain Brook High School Marching Band.
Is he still having See some light.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium. Along with George and Russell, I'm Lee. Russell, what do our first half stats look like?
Well, an exciting second half of the first half, Lee.
Yes.
Connor Adair was 6 of 7 for 60 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions.
Wow.
Harrison Pyburn had 2 of those catches for 30 yards and a touchdown. Pyburn also had 14 carries for 39 yards. And despite that wild finish at the end, it appears that the flag was picked up and they're just going to kick off from the 40.
Interesting. The kick is a strong one into the end zone. And we were going to take it out of the end zone again, but this time they're not going to let us.
I'll tell old Chandler.
I like the youthful enthusiasm of Chandler saying,
yeah,
running it out.
I'm trying again.
Meanwhile, excuse me, I was Facebooking, guys.
Oh.
Out there letting everybody know the halftime score and letting them know how much fun we love up here calling these games.
All right, good.
I'll tell you what, big second half. What we saw on the end of the second half, or first half, was that play action. Let's see what we do here.
It is Pyburn next to nothing on that play.
You know, they really, we were talking about this a little bit at halftime. Their corners have walked up and they're jamming our receivers at the line. They've got no say. They've brought their safeties up into the box. They're, again, just taunting us to try to throw the ball. And we took advantage of that, you know, towards the end of the first half. So, you know, I like our opportunity, especially if we get in better field position to start throwing it around a little bit.
Do you do the Twitter too, George?
Yeah, you got to do it all. You got to do it all. Twitter, Facebook, everything.
Play action. Connor Adair throws. Yeah, that was a wise overthrow there because looked like Hoover had Mountain Brook covered.
Well, we flooded the zone over there,
and they flooded it too.
Yeah, and you don't have as much space when you run through receivers and, you know, a couple defensive backs all in a 10-yard area. Bring up a 3rd down and 10.
And it's a handoff to Harrison Pyburn. Oh, somebody had a pancake block over there, and then Harrison, just when he was getting going, he gets tackled.
Hey, that's a heck of a tackle right there by that linebacker.
That was.
I mean, you don't see Harrison Pyburn get stoned like that. Usually he's the guy who's absolutely flooring people. That was a nice form tackle. Got his progress stopped and then got him to the ground.
I think it was 55, Colby Coleman.
It was 5-something.
All right, well, this is where we need Kemper to show those big boom and punch right here.
Well, they're giving him a lot of respect. He's 45 yards deep.
He's been kicking them long, but a little low tonight. Another long, low one that's going to hit and roll. He's had a lot of effectiveness with just that kind of punt tonight.
Yeah, doing a great job, too, of getting that snap.
Yeah.
I tell you, Joe's getting out there really quick and getting down there to make those coverage. But Kemper doing a great job with punts.
Well, guys, I don't know how this is going to end, obviously. But at this point, you've got to be just incredibly pleased and proud of the effort the Spartans have given offensively and defensively.
I would agree.
And this is one of the top teams in the country.
Yes.
Well, you know, the thing is, the Spartans are doing such a great job sort of controlling the game and doing what they need to do. And once they get that field positions, when they can start taking some chances. Look at this. Big Ford Alexander.
Ford Alexander. And then he got some help.
I mean, it's
a team tackling. I mean, they're just all enthusiastic out there and getting after it.
They really are, and it starts right there in that interior line. When you look at those guys and the poundage they're giving up, but, man, they are making some plays and allowing the linebackers to come over top.
Well, they're making up with quickness and heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Second down, almost 10. Quick pass. Oh, good job. Got to wrap him up, though, and
but
it is
a small, short game.
Yeah.
But great job right there by Bussman and Carroll coming over the top to help finish off. You know, Cox gets in there, sort of helps make a stop, and the other guys
Sanders too.
Yeah, and they come finish it off.
You know, we're going to stop here. You know, it's kind of like you see basketball games where one team has decided it, you know, before it starts,
yeah,
you know, advantage on paper. And the longer you stay around and hang around, the more confidence you get.
That energy's coming into the Spartans' hands right now.
Third down and a long 7. And nowhere to throw it. Coverage is great. Now Vaccarello will run and he will get a first down before going out of bounds.
Well, no, they gave him the spot.
Yeah,
You're
they
right.
sure did.
They did give him the 40. He needed the 39.
Yeah, you know, that's actually smart on the quarterback's part because I think he knew where the first down was and didn't try to get any more yards than he needed because Joe Donald was getting ready to flatten him.
Yeah, he was getting ready to. Well, there's a handoff. Ooh, another hard hit. We've seen some hard hitting tonight.
Once a gang of Spartans in there.
Joe Donald at the bottom of the pile.
Always impressive when you can see your nose tackle, you know, out on the edge, getting in on the tackle. And that's Butler Wilbanks doing a fabulous job.
Fabulous
We
job.
saw that last week, and we're seeing it again tonight.
And you see it every year. We just fill in one nose guard after another.
You know, he's keeping his head up and he's seeing the play and he's just, you know, shucking down the line. This is exactly what he's supposed to do.
Second down and 6. Pecorella rolling. And now he throws incomplete. Looked like the Spartans again had pretty good tight coverage again.
It looked like he hit his receiver right in the hip.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the receiver just running to see if he
Almost
can
on
peg
the
him.
backside, yeah.
He'd have been out in dodgeball. Another big third down. We got to get off the field. They're doing such a good job on first and second downs. We've just got to figure out a way to get off the field.
Third down, 6 play. Pecorella in trouble, and he is brought down. Kemper Sanders.
How about that, boys? Straight up the middle, sure tackle, got him down. Big loss, bring up 4th and 14.
And there's that energy. See the Spartans jumping up and down, hustling off the field. Look at that. Guys, and this is going to be good field position for us again.
And the flip is, look at Hoover.
Yeah.
They've got to be like, what in the world's going on?
Yeah.
What a bad snap here. Maybe not. Nice kick.
Beautiful punt. Oh, man. Oh, and he gets the roll, too.
Ouch.
20 yards of it. 25 yards of it.
Well, huge play by Hoover. Here we are. We're thinking we're going to get pretty decent field position, and what a booming punt.
60-yard net.
Wow. So, you know, that's a huge play for us because right now we get the ball up here around 30. You're going to probably see a little different play calling coming from us.
Man, that's a
field flip. That's J.K. Scott action.
That sure is.
Well, let's see what the Spartans have got. We got Delk out wide.
Yeah, we've got a timeout on the field.
His dream was about to come true, Russell.
True trick play there.
That's right.
We got timeout. We'll take a break. 7:44 to play in the third. 14-7. Spartans down 7 to the Hoover Bucks on the Mountain Brook Sports Network.
How do you do your dance? Summertime, party time, cooking on the grill. It's a legendary taste that's been around for 50 years. A secret family recipe with the bull on the label. How do you do your dance before you put it on the table? Do you pour it on your chicken? Do you marinate your steak? Brush it on your burgers when you grill and make some great. The veggies and steaks, they cook up so well. How do you do it? How do you do your dance?
A dedication to quality has no fear of time. For over 100 years, we have been serving our customers with the most savoring coffee experience. Royal Cup Coffee. Savor the experience.
Behind every victory is someone who helped make it happen. Call them mentors, coaches, or even mom or dad. At Northwestern Mutual, we call them advisors. The right financial partners to help you tap into strengths you might not even know you have and guide you where you want to be financially and personally. Because no one wins alone. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
Out of the timeout, Mountain Brook will start at their own 6. Service first down. Connor Adair hands it off to Joyner, who cuts it to the outside, and he'll get to the 7-yard line, about 3 yards for Harold.
Once again, we get to see Joyner coming in.
Yeah, you know, that right there shows you what kind of speed Hoover's got, because it looked wide open to the outside. And as soon as he got out there, next thing he knows, he's out there getting tackled.
2nd down, 7. 4 receivers in this formation.
Yeah, new formation. Okay, that's because of the shifting.
Now they shift. And shift again.
We must have called timeout because there's still 1 second left on the play clock.
Something wasn't working right there.
Their first timeout of the second half.
So we'll keep it here this time, but just to recap what has happened this evening. Hoover drove and then a turnover forced by Mountain Brook. Then they had 2 straight drives where they scored a couple of touchdowns and looked like they were ready to dominate the ball game. But the Spartans completely turned that around in the 2nd quarter, shut them out in the quarter, and scored a touchdown ourselves. And so it's 14-7 here early in the 3rd.
Yeah, that one of those touchdown drives, they started on their 10-yard line, and I don't, maybe 4 plays later, they were on the other 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Just some great throwing and catching on their part. And I don't know what adjustments we've made, but the receivers just don't seem to be as open as they were earlier. So
right.
Clearly we've made some assignment changes, and it's working.
All right, out of the timeout, 2nd down and a long 7.
And they've got him in the box again.
Uh-oh, got to get that ball, and I think Harrison did get back on it.
Yeah, I think that was Joyner, actually, who's spelling Harrison.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you know it.
I think he saw that big hole, and his eyes got big. And
you know, that's what you're right here. You got to make sure you hold that ball. You don't want to give a gimme to Hoover.
Yeah, lost the yardage he had gained on the previous play, right back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. And they'll give it to Joyner. He'll cut it outside and get a yard.
You know, one thing Joyner gives us is a little bit of speed, and I think that's what the coaches are trying to see here, is see what we can get out there on the edges with his speed and running.
Well, and, you know, as we mentioned earlier, you know, Hobart had 19 carries, or 14 carries rather, in the first half, and you know, you can only run somebody so many times, right? So you got to
share those
2 backs.
And now Kemper Sanders will punt out of his own end zone.
Kemper, we're ready to give you a shout out on this one right here. Big punt is needed.
I think we've got another timeout. We don't need water breaks. We're already taking all these TV timeouts. Well, we'll take a break and look for some water. 14-7 Hoover, 5:57 to go in the 3rd on the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
How do you do your dance? Summertime, party time, cooking on the grill. It's a legendary taste that's been around for 50 years. A secret family recipe with the bull on the label. How do you do your dance before you put it on the table? Do you pour it on your chicken? Do you marinate your steak? Brush it on your burgers when you grill and make some gravy. Veggies and steaks, they cook up so well. How do you do it? How do you do your dance?
A dedication to quality has no fear of time. For over 100 years, we have been serving our customers with the most savoring coffee experience. Royal Cup Coffee. Savor the experience.
Behind every victory is someone who helped make it happen. Call them mentors, coaches, or even mom or dad. At Northwestern Mutual, we call them advisors. The right financial partners to help you tap into strengths you might not even know you have and guide you where you want to be financially and personally. Because no one wins alone. You and Northwestern Mutual. stronger together.
Well,
we're ready to play.
Mr. Red Hat is still out on the field.
Yeah, we're ready to play, but unfortunately, the Red Hat is delaying us a little bit here.
Yeah, we're still in a break on the live TV. WAVM is at 68 to a weekly game. Friends Ryan Brown and Tyler Watts calling the action for them tonight. They got a good game to put on. Here we go.
Get it off.
Snap. And hit and roll, baby.
Ooh. Yes, sir,
Wow.
Joe Donald.
That was very risky by Cortez Hall. He's lucky he was able to hold on to the ball as he was hammered again.
He's lucky he's got his head still attached.
Yeah,
and
Joe Donald.
And what a great heads-up play by Joe. You know, Joe did not let up.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what he anticipated what the guy was going to do.
And they may have held us as we were trying to get downfield, and if so, this may back them up to the 40. Oh, personal foul, and then that's 15. That's on 35-yard line.
That'll work.
Well, there's the 60-yard punt we needed.
I was going to say, their punter flipped the field, and then our punter, and then with the great coverage and the penalty, flipped the field a bit. We were still starting from so far back. It's going to be at the 36. So that's
at least make them earn it.
Yeah.
15-yard penalty against.
They were in a rhythm in that first quarter, and we've gotten them really out of that rhythm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is the formation they were running earlier where they run that seam. So look for 85.
Garella, he's looking. He's rolling. He's throwing. It's 85. First down yardage.
Yeah, that's going to be on them, too. That's either a hold or a block in the back, whichever one you want to call, 91.
It looked like 91 Sam Colvin over there hustling to make the play, and somebody holding him back. Sam's got a lot of speed over there on that end. Good job.
So we were on the 7-yard line, and just like that, we've got them back on the 25.
Hoover been a very heavily penalized team tonight.
Yes.
And I imagine that is uncharacteristic. I had watched the first two games, but they typically are well disciplined.
Yeah, I think so.
It's at the 24, first and 22. They run it left. And out to the 33 goes C.J. Sturdivant.
Zachary Carroll coming up to make the first hit, and then a host of Spartans coming in to help.
Yeah, big hits, but, you know, that's okay. It's still 2nd and 13.
Yeah, no,
they're
absolutely.
still in negative territory here.
Yeah, they gained 9 yards, but still 2nd and 13. They'll run it again. Sturdivant.
He fumbled.
Oh, he knocked the ball out.
We got it. We got
that. It came out twice.
And look
it
at
is Spartan football.
Yeah, Will Wetzler.
Will Wetzler, number 25.
He had a fumble recovery last game.
Big job here. Way to go, Spartans.
And after flipping the field, so it's a short field for Mountain Brook. What a great turn of events for Mountain Brook. But they made it happen.
Yes, they did. Nice hitting. They came up there, stuffed it. Now we're going to take over the 37-yard line, and again, a whole new set of play calls we can get out here without having to worry about the risk of turning it over in your own territory. So Joyner comes back out at the running back.
2 receivers left. And play action. Over the middle, it is incomplete. Sims Heron, intended receiver.
Sims is a very sure-handed. He'd like to have that one back. It sure was a nice pass by Connor Adair.
2nd and 10.
Yeah, Connor's been on the mark tonight. You were talking about the stats. What was it, 6 of 7
Yep.
in that first half. And just precision passing right there.
Second down, 10 play. Back to the handoff to Joyner. He's fighting for whatever he can get. He gets close to the 35, a couple of yards for Harrell.
Once again, Hoover showing their speed. And those guys scraping down the line themselves and making some big plays. Yeah, 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, that post route has been wide open. It'll be interesting to see if we go back to the wheel, maybe just come to this side this time.
Colin Sullivan wide to the near side.
Looks like they're bringing some heat. Nope, back out of it.
Throw over the middle, incomplete. Tight coverage.
I mean, impressive coverage. I mean, just speed all over it. But you know,
I don't know how we got as close as we did to completing that
pass. But let's, you know, once again, that fumble, it gave us field position. Let's get a punt, get it deep.
Yeah.
And keep the field position game here going. Keeps us in striking
we
distance.
should have it fully flipped here.
Cortez Hall stands at his own 10 to receive the punt. It's going to hit.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
At the 1. How about that? Tremendous execution by the punt unit. And Chandler Cox downs it at the 1. Kemper Sanders placed it there.
Kemper, you're going to get enough shout-outs tonight on your punting. And it wasn't because you saw Mr. Vanderbilt.
Yeah, no, that is a huge assist to Chandler Cox, though.
Yeah.
Went down there. Ball could have, if he let the ball hit, it's going in the end zone. But he stopped that ball in the air, and then he downed it on the 1.
The presence of mind, get the head up, look for the ball.
Really,
it was almost like Kemper was throwing a pass to him, not punting it to him.
Yeah, I think he touched it on the 4, so I think we have a fortuitous spot here.
Yeah.
I just want to hear you say fortuitous again.
You like that?
Yeah.
I'm going to save that for later.
1st and 10, Hoover at their 1-yard line.
A holding right now would be nice.
Back to pass, out of the end zone, going
get up, Chandler.
deep.
Get up, Chandler.
Oh, he knocked it away. He knocked it away twice.
Sure, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Great job by Chandler Cox. He knocked it away once, and it still had a chance to get to the receiver, and he knocked it away with the other hand.
And the receiver comes up gimpy, I don't know if it's a hamstring or what, but
and that's that 84 again.
Yeah.
That we don't have.
Chandler's fast now. I'm going to tell you what, I don't know what kind of speed their receivers have, but it would be difficult to be faster than him. He's maybe the fastest guy on the so
number 16 coming in.
Well, you got to believe that's a running play, which makes little sense to me, but hey,
let's
who
get a
might
safety.
argue?
Yes.
And they are going to run it. Uh-oh.
Ball.
Don't let it. Oh, ball's on the ground.
Get up, ball. Get it, Zachary. Take it in that end zone.
Touchdown, Spartans.
That's what we're talking about right there. Fumble up the middle, and there goes Zachary Carroll, number 11. Take it in the end zone. Take it in, Spartans.
How about that quarterback play?
I love it.
It all starts with trying to get outside of what you're good at doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times they've put it on the card. That's got to be the 3rd time,
Yeah.
right?
That absolutely.
And the Spartans not only recover it, they take it back to the house.
Zachary Carroll picked that thing up in stride and took it into the house.
And the Spartans, with the extra point by Harrison Ritchie, have tied the ball game 14-14 with 3:43 to play in the 3rd.
And who would have thunk it?
Hey, let's give a Royal Cup replay on that one. Here it is. Hoover puts a new quarterback in. We're all calling him to run. They make a simple handoff up the middle. Boom, there's a hit and a hand knocking the ball out. And look at Zachary Carroll, number 11, pick it up and go fumbling, stumbling into the end zone for a Spartan touchdown and a Royal Cup replay.
Well, there was no stumbling and bumbling. It was full
It
stride.
looked pretty.
It sounds good.
It sounds good, but it looked pretty. That's right, but it looked pretty.
We're going to leave the stumbling and bumbling on the tape, George.
That's a lineman calling a pretty boy play.
Hey, man, you got to put some meanness in it somewhere.
It is 14-14. And when it was 14-0 Hoover,
it didn't look good.
It looked like they were going to steamroll the Spartans, and it's been totally different since. It's been Mountain Brook domination since.
It has. Well, they just look discombobulated. Do you like that one?
I like that.
Yeah.
Fortuitous discombobulation.
It's fortuitous that they're discombobulated.
I love it.
Tell you what, our sponsors are loving it too. Medical Properties Trust, Northwestern Mutual, Royal Cup, Black Ridge Land Company, Dales, Bromberg's, Books A Million, and Service First.
All tied up, 14-14. The kick taken at the 13. Uh-oh, got to tackle him. And we finally get him out of bounds.
They did not call the holding.
Yeah, I saw
down
the holding
here.
too.
Yeah.
Number 26, Aaron Waller on the return.
It was a good return, but at least got him out at the 37.
I tell you what, here's that energy. Look at that. Look at the defense. They're all right now feeling the energy. Spartan fans getting up 14-14 here, 3:30 to go. I'm feeling it in the air.
And what'll be interesting to see is, do they go back where they're winging it all over the ballpark like they did that when they had success, or are they going to, try to grind this thing out? They've been fumbling it.
3 receivers in the formation. They run it. Spartans have it stuffed. Wait. Whistle stop the play.
Well, the play clock showed 0. I don't know if, I think they're complaining that they didn't reset it, but that's not what the officials are saying. So now he's saying I called timeout before it happened.
He sure does like getting on that field all the way.
Well, they've let him.
And they've got other coaches that like to be on the field as well.
I mean, he just keeps on walking, keeps on coming.
Well, he hadn't been penalized for it. Even when a flag was thrown, he wasn't penalized for it.
What I love is how the head umpire ran to the sideline.
I thought he was going to get a donut or water.
He's like, if I'm going to have a conversation, I'm going to have the conversation on the sideline, not in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
He
waited for the coach to come back over there.
That's another warning. To me, that's.
How many warnings you get?
I don't know, but I'm finished with the warnings.
They should have had at least a yellow card by now.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. Do we get extra minutes at the end of 90?
Well, and now the officials have walked away from the coach, and they're having their private discussion. Coach Niblick trying to get involved in that. I don't know what all this discussion is about.
I think there's a coach that's seen his team has not played the well-disciplined game that they normally play. I think he's getting a little frustrated, and he's using his time to take it out on the officials.
Or I'd say that may be, concern.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
If he had full confidence, I'm not sure he's getting worked up about something like this.
Yeah,
it's just over a timeout in essence. He didn't get flagged for anything.
Well, he's
finally now going to get in and spend some time with his team. About 5 seconds, saying, "Go get them, boys." And that was the extent of that timeout.
After this timeout, first and 10 Hoover from their own 37-yard line.
First and 10 Hoover. They throw the quick pass, and that worked well. Late
they get the block in the back.
Yeah.
Another
By
penalty.
the way, I don't want my comments to be misunderstood. I have great respect for Coach Niblett. I'm not trying to show any disrespect for him.
I'm not showing any disrespect either, but I'm a Spartan fan.
I'm a Spartan fan, yeah. I'm with you on that.
I'm here to call the Spartan game.
Yeah.
But no, but you're excellent coach and does a great job. But I really do think we're seeing some, as Russell said, a little bit of concern.
Well, this is not the characteristic of how this team plays.
Probably no.
But I think you got to give credit to Mountain Brook to force them into this kind of play.
Game. That's what I love. The stingy, quick defense.
The difference in the second and third quarters as opposed to the first is just amazing.
It just doesn't look like the same two teams.
No.
But that's what confidence will do for a team that's an underdog.
Yep. Another flag right in the middle of the formation as they run Haley outside, and he is tackled. It's
Connor
Busman again.
I love it. Connor Busman stepping up quickly to make that hit and take him down. But a flag on the play.
That's most likely a...
It looked like motion, some kind of shifting on them.
Yeah. Illegal shift, I believe, is the...
They're going to decline that, bring up second down because they got, 1 yard on the play?
Did he get that much? It was next to nothing, I know that much. And a good, sure tackle by Connor Busman.
He's done a really fine job of stepping in tonight.
He has. Second down and 15.
And meanwhile, the clock continues to run. I'd like to get this thing deep in the fourth quarter.
14-14 our score. Quarterback rolls and throws, and it is incomplete.
Pick it up again.
Get it. Oh, because that was close. I think it was a forward pass.
That was a forward pass, but I'm going to tell you.
That's that kind of stuff Auburn does. Is runs out here like he's running and then jumps up. But the guy didn't get downfield.
He didn't get downfield,
no. But I'm going to tell you what, whenever on that kind of throw, for those of you at home, it hits the ground, pick it up. Yep. Let the referee tell you it didn't go forward or backwards or whatever it is.
Third down and 14, guys.
Yeah, actually third and 15.
2:26 in the third quarter.
Third and 15. Come on, Spartans. He's going to double pass.
Oh, Spartans really got blocked on that, but they get him out of bounds at the 36. They're still not even back to the original line of scrimmage.
That was a backwards pass. If he drops it, that's what George is saying. You can pick that thing up. I thought they were going to do a double pass the way he first threw it out there.
What well-disciplined play. You saw every Spartan, every defense back, linebacker, up there playing their area and making that a perfect play for the
And we had two guys that really got blocked well, but we had more guys behind them to make the play.
Well-disciplined football right there.
4th and 11. Punting situation again for Hoover.
All right, get up and catch it. Here we go.
Fair catch made.
Ooh, flag. Here we come.
And that's 15.
I mean, guys, I'm telling you, I have never seen more 15-yard penalties on a Hoover team.
Oh, they're calling face mask on Mountain Brook, I think. I think that's what he indicated. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope so.
Well, they definitely pointed our direction, which is never a good sign.
And I thought he went like that, the face mask signal.
Yeah, they're signaling it's on us.
The flag did appear to come in before their guy made that contact, but you're not allowed to make contact with a guy that makes a fair catch, are you not? Shouldn't it be offsetting?
Well, they didn't call the running into the receiver. I thought that was a 15 for sure, because once you fair catch, you were protected. All right, let's see if we can get that back. Get the field flipped back to our favor again.
Ball's right at the 15. Service first down for Mountain Brook. 14-14 ball game. 1:40 to play in the third. And Harrison Pyburn back in the game, running hard. Looked like he got about 3.
Good, tough
hear
running.
The hitting going on out there.
You really can. And you see number 7 in there, Owen Conzelman, leading up the way in the blocking behind Ricks Curtis and Lawton Sparks.
We got about 4 yards, you know.
Sure did.
You knock out 4 every down, you're never punting.
Second down and 6 coming up. Wilson Higgins wide to the left. J.P. Darnold wide to the right. Run it up the middle. Got a few.
About 2 more that time, yeah.
Yeah, they only gave him 2 that time. Third down and 4 coming up.
Clock dwindling down here in the third quarter.
This probably will be the last play of the third quarter. And I think it'd be difficult to do something other than maybe some play action or out in the flat. Down here this deep, you just don't want to take a chance of getting sacked.
Hand it off. There's a hole. Oh, and it closed.
He fumbled. Well, we recovered.
They pulled it out. Yeah,
he definitely fumbled, and we got on it. Who's that downfield that got on that?
Heads up, but that was Clay Stearns that was getting on that ball almost for a first down.
Yeah, gained some on the fumble.
Yeah.
But it'll be 4th and 1.
Heads up, Clay. Way to get on that ball.
Yeah. Got to be punting here, but that punt will be on the first play of the fourth quarter. We have completed 3 of 4 with our score. Mountain Brook 14, Hoover 14 on the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
There once was a kid who captained a fearless crew of space pirates and led a quest for the lost city of Atlantis, all because there once was a kid who picked up a book and opened new worlds. Books A Million, proud sponsors of public television.
For generations, people in Alabama have raised their families and made their livelihood on the land. It's this tradition of the relationship between the land and the people who care for it that makes Alabama a special place to be. This is Gene Stallings. My friends at Black Ridge Land Company are helping to continue this tradition by combining the best in brokerage service with professional land management and maintenance across Alabama. Their comprehensive approach of on-the-ground analysis coupled with the most innovative online and social media places Black Ridge Land Company in a class of their own as the only land brokerage firm that offers in-house and integrated land management and maintenance along with brokerage services. With their expert understanding of both the business side of an investment in land as well as the investment for creating members for the friends and family, Black Ridge Land Company is a committed partner with you to make the most of your investment because land is what they do.
Start of that fourth quarter here. Spartans setting up the punt. Kimber Sanders back. Joe Donald with the snapping.
Yep, Tide scored 14-all as we start the fourth quarter here. Kimber Sanders back to punt.
Good.
It's off a beauty.
What a missile by Kemper Sanders, and they fair catch it. Man, Kemper Sanders been a major factor in this ball game.
Yeah, we were joking about giving him a shout out for punting. That right there was spectacular.
I'm about to say, we've given him like 19 shout outs tonight. Ooh. You think he's going to ask for 22 next week? And this is what we got to tell you.
Well, no, the way it works is you got to earn it.
You got to earn it.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to tell Kemper. I was like, man, this is awesome, man. You're making the hits. You're making the punts. Joe Donald's making great snaps.
We just got to keep doing it here on defense, guys.
That's right.
Friday night, I'm loving it.
They hand it off again. Hole there, and then a hard hit at the end of the run. They get about 6 or 7 on the first down play.
Number 11, Zachary Carroll coming up, lowering the boom.
That's really the first time they've had any success running straight up the middle. They've been trying to run off tackle.
2nd and 3. They run it again. Oh, no success that time. Ball came out. I think the ball play was already dead.
Number 91, Sam Colvin, coming off from the end, making the hit. And then, of course, 25, Will Wetzler, a lot of the linebackers coming in and finishing that off.
And the Buccaneer ball carrier is still down.
Thomas Byrne, number 94, was in on that play, too, defensive line.
And that brings up another 3rd down. Another opportunity to get off the field.
Got an injured player. I hope it's okay for Hoover.
I think it was the guy who carried the ball. And I did not catch his number.
Let's see.
7? Is it 7?
Yes, it was 7.
Yeah, it looks like number 7.
Yeah, that's that Galen Richardson.
Guys, this has just been, some kind of performance by Mountain Brook. Getting down 14-0. And as you said earlier, Lee, it looked like we might get run out of our own stadium.
Yeah.
And since that point, we have dominated this football game offensively and defensively.
They scored their 2nd touchdown on the first play of the 2nd quarter. And since then, it's been Mountain Brook football.
Well, once again, these guys came in and realized had to be loose in this game and had to have that confidence. You could see it in some of their eyes. Just keep it going, guys. We got 11 minutes. Let's finish this.
See if we can get another stop here. 3rd down, a long one. Corella back to pass. He's in trouble. He will scramble, and boy, it's going to be close.
It's going to be all about the spot, and I don't think he got the spot.
I don't think he got it. I think he's almost a yard short.
He could have reached out easily and got 1 extra yard.
Yeah, he's about 2 to 3 feet short.
Wow, you talk about respect. You think they punt it in the first quarter on 4th and 2 feet?
No.
We got to be careful for the fake and for the trying to draw us off here. But
be disciplined, guys.
This is serious respect right here for our defense.
Sims Heron deep to receive the punt.
And we're in full defense. We're not even in punt return.
Good punt.
Their punter's been very good.
They have got to give us, it seems like they are too close every single time.
Boy, I tell you what.
Hey, that is something else, though.
Great job by Sims Heron catching these balls.
I mean, getting off the field again.
Yeah. Bailey Altman is their punter, by the way. I just want to give him credit because both punters have been fabulous.
He put some hang time on it. I'm telling you, I'm impressed with Heron to catch these balls.
Yeah. Well, if they're going to take another timeout, or we just having an extended.
No, I think they got the red hat back out there, so we want to take a timeout and give our sponsors an opportunity to.
We sure will. 10:47 to play. The fourth still tied. 14-14 on the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
If you were coaching these kids, what would you coach? Physical training and endurance, position skills and mental discipline, or overarching teamwork? To succeed, they'll need it all. And one thing more, especially when they're 4 scores down and have to dig down deep to bring forth their best game. It's called playing with heart, for that's what true champions always leave on the field. Medical Properties Trust, at the very heart of healthcare.
Behind every victory is someone who helped make it happen. Call them mentors, coaches, or even mom or dad. At Northwestern Mutual, we call them advisors. The right financial partners to help you tap into strengths you might not even know you have and guide you where you want to be financially and personally. Because no one wins alone. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
Out of the timeout, 10:47 to play in the fourth. 14-14, Mountain Brook and Hoover. Spartans take over. It's a service first down at their own 23-yard line. And it is Harold Joyner who is brought down around the line of scrimmage.
Harold, put both arms around that ball.
I started to call him Charlie Joyner, the former was it
Chargers?
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Tell you what, though, he had a great cutback there. He's one arm tackle away from still running.
Yeah. Second and 10.
I got no safeties out there. They've got them completely walked up. I mean, if we could get a slant route.
Oh, yeah.
JP right there.
Run it again. It's Harold hitting that hole. He gets across the 25, near the 26.
Tell you what, Ricks Curtis was in there laying a block, and Joyner came right up his back.
I don't know who our fastest guy is, it's Chandler, whoever it is, but I'd almost be tempted to split him over here and then fake that handoff and just tell him, go deep, I'm chunking it.
Well, I will tell you what, Hoover does
because they got nobody back there to help.
Hoover does an outstanding job of making contact at the line.
They're jamming the receivers for sure.
They're doing a very fantastic job.
Another run, and nothing there.
Right now you have this 9 minutes to go in the game, and both teams are. You saw Hoover's punt the last time. Both teams are just playing that close matchup, not trying to do anything that's going to beat themselves, leaving it up to the special teams.
Please to receive for Hoover number 3, Cortan Paul.
Ball boy with a nice scoop.
Punting time again for Kemper Sanders.
I would think we'll use another 14 seconds before we punt this.
It looks like it's the plan.
Yeah, let it.
Most of it.
Get over.
Oh,
yeah, that's 15. Are we saying he hit the ball?
They did not throw a flag, and it's another good punt.
Well, he gave the signal that the reason they could run into him is that they had tipped the ball. That's the longest punt I've ever seen if it got tipped.
Really? Another great punt by Kemper Sanders.
Wow, I don't know about that, guys.
I don't know either.
Well,
maybe the official, he was very close to it. Maybe you heard a tick.
Okay. And a lot of times, and sometimes you have to maybe show a little bit of that acting.
It doesn't matter. If you run into the kicker, it's at least 5, and I don't know at high school if you differentiate. I think it may just be 15. Either way, they've got the ball, 34-yard line.
First and 10. They throw it quick, complete. And Connor Bussman, the first one there.
And Drew Smith fighting off a block to come in and help out on that tackle. Nice first down play for
Zachary
Hoover.
Carroll also there.
Keeps the clock rolling.
And we're down to 8:13. It's a tie ball game, 14-14. Quick pass left again.
Got the ball out, went out of bounds. Mountain Brook really doing a fine job of stripping that ball out. And a couple of them might have been hits, but I mean, the ball's been coming out sometimes when, you know, at the end of the play, they've blown it dead, but they're still getting that ball out.
At the 48 for Hoover. First and 10, Bucks. Play action. Vaccarella now will run, and he'll be brought down around the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten one positive yard.
That man again.
You ain't gonna
Sam Colvin.
You aren't going to get away from Sam's speed. Sam has terrific speed coming from the outside.
Well, and he's doing a really fine job of pinching down because we don't want him to get outside containment, right?
Yep.
So he's working from the outside in and then wrapping him up and bringing him down. That's just fine defensive technique there.
Great job.
Second down and 9.
But they are passing almost exclusively now.
Another quick short pass behind the line. They'll lose 3 or 4 on the completed pass.
Great job by Kemper Sanders coming in to give a little bit of pressure there and sort of disrupt that play, make it a bad throw, I think. Low ball.
Let's bring up 3rd and 12, and again,
You feel
clock's
the
running.
energy. You see Joe Donald, you see Matt Campbell, Zach Carroll sort of signaling to the crowd, let's go.
Play clock down to 10. Down to 7. They get it off. Vaccarella to throw underneath. He has a man. And the tackle is made right near the marker.
No.
Looks like he's a yard short.
I suspect they're going for it this time. They're on the other side. We got a flag down. I don't know if it was procedure. Yeah, it sure is. Illegal procedures. That's going to back them up. Going to bring up 3rd and 17 now. Make them do it again.
Wow.
You know, once again, the quarterback does a fantastic job of sort of looking at his entire field, all his options, and dumping it at the last. But, all right. Hoover's had some big 3rd down conversions in this ball game. They were all in the first half. Let's make sure we hold them right here.
And y'all, we're getting pressure on the quarterback with 3 guys. They're getting double teamed, and they're still able to put enough pressure to make him get rid of that ball.
Impressive job. We talked about at the beginning of the game, that interior line was going to be a key to this ball game.
There's the quick pass. Almost a pick 6.
We were all thinking the same thing. Right in his arms. He was more open than the receiver.
I was ready to jump by on him for a piggyback ride to the end zone. Oh, what a play.
I apologize at home for the screaming at the television.
Really?
We all three saw 21-14.
I'll tell you. Oh, once again, turn your sound down on your TV.
Yeah.
Oh, turn it up. It's got to be fun to hear.
They're punting again. Fair catch made at the 25.
Another fantastic job. I mean, you know, once again, just doing everything right.
And my guess is their punter is punting more tonight than he has all year.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, combine both games.
Might have punted
based
more.
on those scores, I don't know that they've punted much.
Probably punted more tonight than he did all last season.
Yeah, it's possible.
And I don't think he had to punt at all in the first quarter. So it's all been in the second, third, and the first half of the fourth.
So 6 minutes to go. How about a 6-minute drive?
That would be good.
6:01. If we, I don't care if it's a field goal with no time left. Let's just get some points, baby.
Field goal might win this game. Empty backfield. Connor Adair now has Pyburn come and take the handoff. There's the handoff to Sims Heron coming around, and there's just too many Buccaneers.
You know,
I like the thought, though. You know,
Harrison Pyburn coming off the field limping. Yeah, I agree with you, Russell. You like the thought of this. You know, you're doing something to try and keep this game going.
So I guess we got a TV timeout. This is maybe the under 6-minute water break / TV timeout.
Okay, so we'll take a break as well. 5:49 to go in the fourth. Mountain Brook 14, Hoover 14 on the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
There once was a kid who captained a fearless crew of space pirates and led a quest for the lost city of Atlantis, All because there once was a kid who picked up a book and opened new worlds. Books A Million, proud sponsors of public television.
For generations, people in Alabama have raised their families and made their livelihood on the land. It's this tradition of the relationship between the land and the people who care for it that makes Alabama a special place to be. This is Gene Stallings. My friends at Black Ridge Land Company are helping to continue this tradition by combining the best in brokerage service with professional land management and maintenance across Alabama. Their comprehensive approach of on-the-ground analysis coupled with the most innovative online and social media places Black Ridge Land Company in a class of their own as the only land brokerage firm that offers in-house and integrated land management and maintenance along with brokerage services. With their expert understanding of both the business side of an investment in land as well as the investment for creating members for the friends and family, Black Ridge Land Company is a committed partner with you to make the most of your investment, because land is what they do.
So clock running, Joyner in, Pyburn came off limping.
Second down and 13. Oh, nice jump cut by Harold Joyner. And he is all the way out for a first down. What a run by Harold Joyner.
He slipped through that line and just got a little tripped up, or he might still be running.
Hey, and what a nice play. Oh,
he's got cramps
right now. But what a nice play by Harold, too, to cover up that ball as that Hoover player was coming up from behind to make the tackle and protect that ball. Get us that service first down.
Beautiful jump cut. That was nice.
We haven't seen a third string running back all season. Well, last game or this game. But with Pyburn down and now Joyner down.
Pyburn's got the helmet coming back on.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
Well, his appeared to be a cramp. Harrison's, we couldn't tell for sure. Harold's looks as though it's definitely a cramp.
Hey, that's a huge first down. It's going to run some clock, but it moved the chains.
And that's the thing is, if anything, once again, flipping the field a little bit with 5:26. Oh, I like that 6-minute drive you were talking about, Russell.
15-yard run.
That was by far the longest run we've had of the day.
Beautiful, beautiful run.
Once again, we got to think, both teams have a fabulous kicking game. So, who's going to get to use it first?
Yeah, Pyburn obviously limping here. I'm not sure, again, if it's cramps or banged up, but he's a warrior. He's ready to roll.
He is not in the backfield at the moment. He's going out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did he go down? Yeah, he went down.
Get that ball and go. Did he go down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's not what we needed.
No, fantastic play. Those defensive backs are really good defensive backs. They're jamming right there up there on the receivers. It's probably a pass we'd want back, but hey.
Well, we put it back in the defense hands.
Defense right now has been playing for us all night long.
Yeah, you're right. Defense has been excellent. Now they're going to be called on here. Vaccarella hands it off.
They look like they had a hold inside.
Sturdivant has got about 8 or 9 on the first down run.
Elon Anthony having to come off. Helmet came off. You see Hoover just saying, hey, we're going to run this ball right up the middle right now. Haven't been able to do that on us tonight.
They run it again to Sturdivant. Left side, he's got a hole. And he's inside the 10 to the 8.
Well, if there's such a thing as a fortunate spot, it's the fact they're going to be on the 9-yard line, make them earn the full 9. And there's going to be plenty of time on the clock, so field goal or touchdown here for them, we're still going to have an
I was
opportunity.
going to say, if they're going to score, you'd rather have them score quickly. So Mountain Brook has some time.
Spartans use up their second timeout here in the second half.
Hey, we've called some fumbles before.
Well,
yeah.
Absolutely. And, the thing in this is a win also to keep them out of the end zone. If they get a field goal, I think it's still a win for us. Still a lot of time on this clock.
Huge. And if they score a touchdown, maybe they miss the extra point. I mean, we got lots of opportunity here, but at this point, they haven't scored.
Well, it's almost like
our defense, the way they've been playing.
And that's the thing is, with high school football, with college football, professional, you have overtime. So the game is not out of reach at all with a score here.
I think it's a smart timeout. We have the turnover. They get 9 yards on the first play running it, and they get about 15 on the second. I mean, you could just kind of feel it, the fact that it was kind of slipping, the momentum was. And so smart timeout there. Get these guys, get them regrouped. Hoover's still got to go 9 yards. You don't have to cover as much in the back end, so you can bring your folks up into the box.
We got one timeout left. They have 2 timeouts left. First and goal at the 9 for the Bucks. 14-14 ball game, 4:24 to play the fourth. They run it to Sturdivant. He's going to take it in. Well, they didn't run the ball well all night long until now. They did on that drive.
Yeah, they sure did. I don't know if that was just outstanding blocking or what, but I hadn't seen a hole that big all night. That defense really has stood tall.
Yep, and Hoover does a great job of spreading it out, pulling all our defense backs almost to the middle and to the wide side here, this other side, right side of the field, and opened up a big hole for them.
All right, let's see if we can get this blocked.
It's good.
21-14, Mountain Brook to receive.
4:18 on the clock, still plenty of time for the Spartans to take it down and score.
Yeah, that's the one bright, silver lining a little bit is that they did score so quickly. So still plenty of time for Mountain Brook.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a chance to return one yet. Every time they've kicked off, they've kicked in the end zone. It'd be nice to see if we couldn't, we kind of miss Sean being back there. Happy to report that his injury is not career ending. He'll be back for basketball season.
Yeah.
So he just got to go through the rehab, and heard him quoted as saying that this football field has not seen the last of him. So it's good to know that he plans to be back out here next year. But
awesome.
So it's one man down, next man up, and here we go to receive this, and let's see what kind of magic we can get.
Another strong kick, 4 yards deep. They don't whistle it until we start to bring it out. I don't know why the officials are waiting before they whistle it in the end zone.
All right, Mountain Brook, 80 yards to pay dirt.
Yeah, lots of time, 4:18.
What a fun game this has been.
Really?
Tonight.
Well, just what a performance by Mountain Brook. Got Harold Joyner back in. It's good to see that he's back.
Connor Adair back to pass. Oh, he's got a man open, incomplete.
Looking at J.P. Darnold there.
Ooh.
He was open. Connor really has been throwing it great tonight. I know that last play before that one, didn't work out for us, but that may be the first pass he's actually missed.
Just missed on
A nice play call by the coaches.
I'm still rewinding and running that play in my mind to Harrison Pyburn, the pass play back in the second quarter. Beautiful. Another timeout.
I suspect that we did something that they were not prepared for, and they're smartly calling a timeout to go get that adjustment made, because whatever defense they were in, we exposed it. And it may be because they went from, two deep safety, the cover two to the single safety, and had him on the backside. That was to open up that seam route.
Yeah.
So both teams now down to one timeout left. 4:13 left in regulation time. Spartans trailing by a touchdown, but Again, I don't know if Mountain Brook's going to be able to pull this game out or not, guys, but what a tremendous performance by them.
Oh, absolutely.
This evening.
I mean, candidly, if the score ends right here 21-14, I don't know that I could be any prouder even if they won the game. I could be happier, but I don't think I could be any prouder of the performance. It's just really been something to marvel at.
And what's so great is how balanced this team is on, a lot of young players on this team.
Yeah.
And a lot of young players contributing in this game right now.
2nd down and 10.
Yeah, they got 2 deep safety now.
Connor looking in trouble. He's brought down.
We got overpowered a little bit there by the power rush.
Yeah, they brought about the same number we had as blockers, and when that happens, you just can't expect to be able to hold the ball too long. And just couldn't find a receiver, but he ate it. That's much better than just throwing it up.
He didn't turn it over. 3rd down and 18. They run the draw, and still going to be way short. It's going to, and in this down and distance at that place on the field, you have no choice but to punt it away.
3:37 here, 4th quarter. 1 timeout for the Spartans. So big play, big series coming up.
Yeah. That's going to hit and roll a little bit. Got it to the 48.
So 3:06 to play. I'm going to state the obvious. We got to stop them.
Yeah, that is obvious.
But what my hope is here is that, they were having a lot of success earlier throwing the ball. And then we got them off of that, and then we stuffed the run. Now, the last series, I obviously opened up some holes. But I suspect we're going to walk some folks up and say, all right, I can't imagine you're going to throw the ball. And if we can stuff the run here, we're going to get it back with, plenty of time to score.
There's the handoff. Oh, Richardson breaks a tackle, and he's brought down at the 38-yard line of Mountain Brook. He got about 15 yards and a 1st down. He's shifty.
Right now what you're seeing is a defense has played their hearts out tonight.
We got, I don't know that anybody's even come in for Butler. And we got 3 guys rotating to the 2 end positions. Just a lot to ask for guys giving up that kind of weight.
Yeah. Lots of hands on hips right now. But, like you just said, they've had a lot of weight.
They run it to Richardson again.
Number 7, Galen Richardson on the carry.
A nice stop, short gain.
Elon Anthony, I believe, made the tackle. About 3 on that play. 2nd down and 7.
And this really is crunch time. We can't give them up any more 1st downs here. There's just not enough time left on the clock. And they're going to obviously run it down.
We only have the 1 timeout left.
Yep.
They run it again, this time Sturdivant.
Number 1,
all right, it's going to be 3rd down and a couple of feet. And, you
almost got to hold on.
I know you got to run your base defense. It's almost one of those things you got to bring everybody, and they happen to throw it. You just say, all right.
Yeah. And we probably got to stop them twice.
Yep.
Clock is at 1:35 now.
Play clock at 9.
They move. That's huge, guys.
Wow. That helps.
Oh, like you can't even imagine. Not much time left, but there's real hope here.
Yeah, much better chance of stopping them twice from this situation. Not going to be much time left after we do.
No, but it only takes 1 second to run 1 play for a touchdown.
That's right.
5-yard penalty against Hoover. Remains 3rd down.
As long as there's time, anything can happen.
That's right.
Starts right here on 3rd down.
And it is Richardson. He'll
host the Spartans.
Stuffed about 2 or 3 yards shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, we'll call our last timeout here.
And we do.
on the field.
Big 89.
1:03 left.
Big 89 Fort Alexander on that lead, leading that tackle.
So what'll be interesting here is, given the fact that it's fourth and about 3.5, do they punt it down there and make us go 80, 90, 95 yards, or do they try to go for it, and if they don't make it, now we've only got to go 70?
Next game I coach will be my first, but if I'm then, I punt it.
Okay, you punt,
I
you
know
bring
there's
in having the bad
risk
snap.
of the
and all.
snap.
Yeah, that's
I
what
know.
I say. I'm running the ball right here.
Actually, I would snap it back to the quarterback and let him pooch it down there.
Yeah.
He's used to taking the center exchange. We're obviously going to be ready for the run. But I'm with you. I would not give Mountain Brook the ball on the 30-yard line here.
Right. With a minute left.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I was Hoover, I would snap it to the quarterback. I would throw a backwards pass, a lateral. If I'd let the Spartans...
And wouldn't cover it up, right?
Yeah, when we're covered up, I'd let the Spartans take it to the house to tie this ball game
I like
up.
that call.
Yeah. But that's if I was a Hoover coach. That's what I would do.
And the next thing
And
that would happen is you'd be fired.
That would be your last moment as a Hoover coach.
But before I got fired, I'd be at least halfway on the field yelling at the ref.
All right, Mountain Brook, here you go, baby.
Well, they don't appear to have a punter on the field. So they're going to just don't jump off sides,
that's
guys.
what I was thinking.
They're going to run it to Sturdivant, and he's got all kinds of room.
Got the edge. Went out of bounds.
Oh, man.
It makes me wonder whether or not there was somebody got hooked out there.
That blocking appeared to be too good.
Yeah.
Well, we lost our containment on that. They did. They were able to hook us in.
Well, that'll snap it a couple more times.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
But this does not take anything away from the Spartan performance.
No, it does not.
Of the games I've seen in the last couple of years, this is right up there, one of the guttiest performances. Last week's come from behind victory up there too. That
was up there as well.
Was special.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing
so
is,
far 2 games in, guys, I think we would agree we're impressed with what we've seen out of the Mountain Brook
absolutely. And we got a big contest against Thompson next week. Thompson's a good ball club.
And we should be getting McKinnon Cox back. That'll give some more depth there, so he and Butler can rotate, assuming he's able to go.
But I'm telling you, I feel like this team's going to the state playoffs this year. Keep it going, one game at a time, boys.
Well, there's nobody on Hoover's sideline that's going to say anything other than that's a classy bunch of Spartans who fought hard.
Yeah. Well, if you were with us the whole way, you know that Mountain Brook got down 14-0. One play into the second quarter, and at that point, they were being dominated. And then they absolutely turned the tables on Hoover the rest of the night, dominated some on their own, got it back to 14-14, and then the interception, and then they had a short field to work with and finally got their running game going and drove down for the game-winning touchdown. But the Spartans really, what a gallant effort to make Hoover have to go like that at the end of the game.
Yeah, I tell you, what an exciting game that you could feel it in the air at the beginning of this game. 2 great programs playing a tough game tonight. And I tell you right now, Hoover's going to go. They're going to go back a little bruised.
I'm just watching this lineup here, and it looks like there is some respect being cast.
Oh yeah.
Back and forth.
Despite what their fan signs, banners said before this game, that Hoover football team knows about Mountain Brook.
Great job. Great job.
Very impressive. Well, next week we'll
be on the road.
Be on the road. First road game, and
going to Thompson.
Leave early.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey,
there's a little back way for me to get to Thompson.
I wasn't referring to you.
Well, we need all these Spartan fans. It was a great atmosphere tonight with both crowds really showing up, and we need these Spartan fans out there on the road with us. And do like the Hoover fans did tonight. I saw them tailgating in our parking lot. Let's go tailgate down to Thompson this week.
Well, I'll tell you what, we didn't get a victory on the scoreboard tonight, but those Spartans tonight proved that they're a bunch of winners.
Hey, you know what, though? Those Spartans are walking off disappointed.
Yeah.
They don't want a moral victory. They don't want to be told that they.
And I understand all that. I do.
But my thing is, I think that's what we're all saying is, these guys play tough against
but
a
they
national
can
ranked
draw
program.
from that.
Yeah, exactly.
That disappointment is motivation.
Absolutely, because this is a nationally ranked program that this Spartan team stood toe-to-toe with and had every opportunity to win this.
Okay, final score again, Hoover 21, Mountain Brook 14. The Spartans fall to 1-1. From our partners, Russell Vandeveld, George Palakas, I'm Lee Tracy. We thank our sponsors for their support, ask you to support them, and we thank you for watching the Mountain Brook Sports Net.
Go Spartans.